All right, let's bring that down. Bring this over here. All right, let's bring that down. And there you are, your pretty face. All right.
Hey, look at me.
Wait, this over here. Oh, there it goes. All right, there you are. Welcome to the stream, everybody. All right,
Hey, look at me.
here for week 3. As I mute myself so we can stop echoing of our 2 veterans, 2 brothers, 2 views, open discussion talk show stream.
Yeah.
Took last week off because I went on a vacation, but we're back.
That we are. I'd like to say before we start the stream, got some new glasses. Kind of excited about that.
I don't remember what your old ones look like.
Mine they were more rectangular. These are like more like square. They go like down on my cheeks further. But the cool thing about these is the lenses. So these aren't just like regular transitions. They have this new like kind of transitions now where it's like transitions plus. So like standard transition lenses like don't work in your car. These do. These have like blue light filters built in. They're like scratch resistant. They have a water repellent coating on them. So like water droplets just like slide off like a really nicely waxed car. Like these are some top tier lenses. So I'm excited to put them to the test.
Well, as I told you this morning, the first veteran resin 3D print customer, his print caved in on him and oozed everywhere because
Yeah.
apparently that's one of the learning curves of resin printing. I did a little bit more research on that today. There's a couple of things to that. A lot of things that you have to put like vent holes and like drain it out and whatnot.
Yeah.
Others just say it'll actually just the inside will cure over time.
Yeah, so you just have to give it time.
The question is, I couldn't figure out how much time.
I mean, I guess that's really a difficult question to answer if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on how big it is, I guess.
So what was crazy is the article I read though was like the title was interesting. It was like resin prints and how they can pop, crack, and even explode. It's like, what? It's like, man, I guess so much cooler than regular 3D printing, but it seems to be just a whole nother different level curve or learning curve.
It's a whole other beast and entity all on its own.
Because my
Like
first,
you think you know 3D printing, and then you switch over to a resin printer, and now you automatically know fucking nothing.
well, my first thought was like, oh, I'll just leave it in the curing station longer. You know, like let's crank it in there for an hour at a time. Fuck
Well,
it, you know.
yeah, but it's a UV light, and light doesn't penetrate a cured layer.
Yeah, it kind of does, kind of doesn't. I mean, it'll as it further dries the outer layer, that'll kind of sink in, I guess you would say. I mean, it might not dry it all up, but I thought if I could just get the first, like, say, 6 layers just hard as a rock, then it'll help the inside a little better. But then one of the things in that article was like, well, if you over cure it, it can cause cracking, which can then cause leaking. And I'm like, well, goddamn. Like, so you don't want to underdo it because then it'll be like tacky. You don't want to overdo it because then it can cause it to crack and leak. Like, it almost just seems like the best bet is like I shouldn't print something, paint it, throw it in a fucking package, and mail it to the guy. I should like print it, cure it, let it sit on the shelf here for a week, and then be like, yeah. So like whenever we do start doing like 10 prints a month, if we're all resin, then I'm just gonna like set them all on a shelf, the little name placard for each one, and like at the end of the month, mail them all out.
Yeah.
So that being said, though, I did make a smaller companion cube because I didn't want to spend, the full like 10 hours making another one. And it just finished right before we started the stream. So I'm going to go pull it off. If you want to chat about something in the meantime, I'll just change my camera to watch me.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I do have something. Let me go grab it real quick.
So, too much over here. Got our whole little 3D printing station. We got dresser that are stored for drawers and tubs and whatnot.
Okay,
Makes it
sorry
nice
about
and
that.
professional.
All right, so what I wanted to show you is one of my coworkers just recently found out that I'm into D&D, and I just recently found out that he's into D&D. And so the next day, after we kind of talked about D&D and nerded out for a little while, he shows up to work, and he hands me this. He's like, "Hey man, I got this for you."
What's that?
It's like, "What?" So I open it up, and I see this. All right.
Was it just a dice
Okay.
pouch?
Yeah. So I take the pouch out, right, and then I look at it. Pretty cool. It's got like this little like metal lion on it, and it's got like the little clasp and dice bag. I pull the dice bag out of the box, and then I look further. There's dice in the box. So it's a full set, and these dice, I pull them out. They're metal. Like,
Yeah.
and then look at the detail on these. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I've seen those before. Like TikTok
Man.
and stuff.
They're so cool.
I've seen
Those,
some
like-
that look just like that but light up also.
Yeah, they make some that light up. I have the set of dice that I got for Christmas are really, really pretty too. Like, look at this thing. Let's see if I can get it to focus like it did on the other one. Hopefully so. Maybe not.
It's got a not focus on your fingers.
Yeah. How did I get it to do it so well on the other one? Oh, I just had it. There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Those are really cool. I love dice. I've got my other two sets actually right here as well. I've got this really cool, like gray, black, and lime green set. It's really, really cool. Come on, there it is.
So in case you're curious, I don't know if I can get mine to zoom in. Not a lot of lighting right here. This is the supports. I don't have it live. I have to like watch the recording. Oh, that's pretty good. That's the supports that held up the companion cube as it prints upside down.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Hairline filaments.
Interesting. And so does that just like fall off the build plate and you have to like pull it out of the resin, or does it?
I had to kind of peel it off, just like how you peel your print off of a regular 3D printer. So imagine like if you printed with the whole bed option.
Yeah.
It's called a bed, right?
Yeah, it's the trough or the I forgot what it was called. I know what you're talking about.
No, it's more like instead of a skirt, you can actually have a whole bed.
Yeah, like a raft. It's called
a
a
raft.
raft.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it basically prints with a raft, no matter what, with little bitty sticks sticking out.
And then here's my final dice. These are like, I call them my Joker dice because they're green and purple. Come on, focus up. Focus up. Come on. Hello.
So I had to do a whole servicing on the resin printer already.
Oh, really?
Learned what could potentially be a flaw of our printer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, shit.
It's not wanting to focus, man.
So, the container that holds all the resin, it's like almost like a baking dish.
Yeah.
Hard plastic sides, has a really thin plastic bottom, like almost like saran wrap, but like thick saran wrap.
Okay, yeah.
And the liquid just sits inside of there and it dips in and out of it, in and out of it. And the saran wrap portion is because it basically a laser cures it onto that saran wrap. And then the build plate lifts up, peeling it off of the saran wrap. Over and over and over. Well, I had apparently had like it didn't adhere to the bed properly, but it'll keep going up and down. And it like crushed little pieces of fucking hardened resin into that saran wrap and cut it so it
Oh,
leaked out onto the glass a little bit. But I
I want.
had to replace the saran wrap. It's called release film. Had to replace that already, and it came with a spare one. And I'm like, all right, well that sucks. You know, lesson learned. You know, shit
Yeah,
happens. So I replace it, and I'm like, all right, well, I should probably order some spares. Like, I've only put in 3 fucking things and had to replace the release film already.
yeah. I'm
But,
wondering if there's like better release film that you can put in there.
well, that was my thoughts too. Kind of like with the other printer, there's like a better part for everything on it.
Yeah.
So I go to look it up. Of course, the fucking printer we have has its own customized fucking release film that's not standard across every other resin
Oh,
printer.
it's like proprietary.
Yeah, it's like proprietary to this printer.
Oof.
So there's not a lot of options to the point that it's like $20 per release film. And I'm like,
I mean, with it
shit.
being that expensive, there's probably a lot of people out there that have figured out a way to keep that from happening.
Well, yeah, it's called pay more attention. it
Oh, yeah.
was just still, I'm like, wow, I only printed like 3 things and had to replace a $20 part on it. Like, fuck. But every other printer, you can buy like, you know, Amazon Basics brand, like a 4 pack for $12. I can't
Yeah.
even buy a single for mine for less than like 20. It's like shit. But I think I
Business
had
ideas
like
part. We need to make our own fucking
yeah,
release films for that printer. Make a fortune.
I think it was I opened up a ticket with like Creality, like, hey, where the hell do I buy this from? Because like you can't even find it on their store. It's only like eBay was like the only place I could find it. Like
Yeah,
the
people
hell.
are selling all the fucking spares from the ones they buy.
You know what? I'm just
Speaking of three, oh, is that Nitro Pepsi?
no, it's just Pepsi Zero.
Oh, have you tried the Nitro Pepsi?
No,
Damn. Okay.
I kind of
I was
want
gonna
to,
say
but I really don't feel like paying like $5 for a can of soda.
that's fair. I saw them at the gas station. I was real tempted to buy it, but I was like, not right now.
Yeah, they were even on sale when I saw them, but it was like I could buy like 2 or 3 12 packs for $12, or this one like 6 pack of nitro for like $8, and I'm like, nah, I'll just stick with 12 packs of it.
Speaking of 3D printing, though, one of my coworkers was talking to me about he runs his own like 3D printing business, so like he does this 3D printing on the side for a pretty good living. And him and his partner just finished a build on a really crazy 3D printer. So the way that their 3D printer works, it's hooked up to like a Raspberry Pi, and it's got like a bunch of these like really high end servos, and it doesn't the extruder head doesn't move up and down. The build plate is what moves. So kind of like a
Yeah,
resin printer, but it's a regular like style printer. But this thing, he showed me it running at like full speed, and he was doing like the little tugboat test print.
yeah, Benchy.
Yeah, Benchy. He showed me a full speed video of it printing Benchy, and it's like dude, it's like a hummingbird, just like holy shit, like crazy fast.
Yeah, whereas ours is like bzzz,
Yeah,
bzzz, like a dot matrix printer, just
yeah, dude. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna see if I can have him send me the video, and I'll share it with you. Let me message him
and
real quick.
so it's, I mean, not to get us on a rant of 3D printing again, but it's funny that as I was sitting there researching the whole resin printing, leaking and cracking and curing and all this crap, and you know the fact that we have to wear gloves and have to have better ventilation, and I had to buy 4 gallons of medical grade rubbing alcohol and store it next to my cabinet. I had to restore a dresser and shit. Like all this, I mean, that's aside. I just need a place to put it, but
Yeah,
you know, we got the bigger, better version, and you know, and then I was sitting there thinking, like, man, like it almost just seems like unless like a resin printer almost feels like you should only print like models or things that can be 100% filled and like nothing big and
yeah.
bulky. either thin or delicate things. Like I could do like the hunter's mask on it, sure, because it's one thin thing all the way through.
Yeah. No, I
But
mean, I
if
kind of, I that's how I kind of saw them, like to begin with, like always that way. Like if I were to buy a resin printer for myself, the only thing I would be printing on it would be like minifigs and shit.
yeah, I just say that thinking I was thinking to talk about today or yesterday. I was just like, man, like maybe we should have either a bought the smaller one like we originally intended on doing,
Yeah.
but we got excited with the fact that we could afford a bigger one that was 4K resolution as well with ventilation. Like,
Yeah, built-in ventilation was the big ticket item
and
there.
and honestly, it doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Oh, really? You can still like smell
Oh
it and shit?
yeah, you go wild. It's all the way in the back of the house, and as soon as you walk in the front door, you can smell resin.
Oof.
Like, it's kind of bad, but we're working on that too. So, but I was just thinking, like, man, and I told you about the geek garage sale we went to, where they had the regular FDM printer models, but looked smooth as a resin printer.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, man, maybe we should have just invested in a high quality FDM printer, like a MakerBot brand or something, that's all
Yeah,
sealed
maybe.
and shit. Like, just,
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's just one of those hindsight things, where it's like, man, we spent all this money and now it seems like we're gonna have all
I don't know.
these weird problems. Where, like, if I make a regular filament print, I don't have to worry about shit. I just mail it out to you and it's good for life.
Yeah.
Like, shit. I don't have to worry about it cracking. I don't have to worry about it leaking. Like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that in some sense. But I also think that I don't know, I think you might be overlooking the market a little bit here. Because, like, you remember we had got a request to print, like, keycaps and shit,
Well, yeah,
right?
but
And we
again,
tried it on the
that's what I was saying. The
FTM, and it
smaller one.
just,
That's what I was saying.
yeah,
We should have got the small resin printer and then maybe upgraded our FDM printer.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I know for a fact if I found some really cool, like, big D&D, like, minis, like some of the bigger ones that they make, I'd love to get some of those resin printed because it would still be cheaper than
Yeah.
fucking buying it at the fucking comic book store. Like like there's these dragon models that are like fucking 70, 80, $100 a pop, and it's like, good God.
Now is that unpainted though?
Unpainted, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The trick there is though, it's like it's still going to take a hefty amount of material. It's probably like $5-10 worth of material to make it plus shipping.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, but that's
but
still better than fucking $100.
yeah, I mean it's still cheaper, but that's also assuming that it comes out perfect the first time.
That's true.
But
Yeah, that's very, very true.
I'm going to switch this
That
thing
is
to
one of
the
the, but I mean, I think that's kind of the
hearing
risk with any
station.
kind of 3D printing either. Like even with a resin or an FTM, like sometimes it's just not going to come out the way you want it to, and you're just going to have to start over. you know, that's just it's as Trailer Park Boys quote goes. It's the way of the road, Ricky. You ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
I've seen clips on YouTube or what's it called? TikTok.
Oh, man, I think you'd enjoyed it. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
I love watching their TikToks.
Yeah, you really ought to sit down one of these days and just watch the
Uh,
show, man.
every time I watch the TikToks, I'm like, I really should just download
Yeah, you should watch it. It's worth it. It's so funny.
that. It's crazy how like perfect the one side comes out, but the side that the supports are on is just kind of fucking janky.
You just gotta
But
sand
like,
it, man.
I don't know if it'll show up. I'm
Get
thinking
you
about it a
get
lot of
get
light.
you like one of them nail files. That'd probably work the best.
This is the face. That was the last thing to print. It is like laser smooth, perfectly. I'm trying to get it more focused. But,
Yeah,
and then like this is the side that the supports are on. It's like it even has like one side that's like peeling and shit. Like I could just peel off that little corner there. I can peel this off right here. Like the size of the supporters on is just kind of jacked up.
Interesting. Yeah, that's weird. Like, it's funny because like going into the resin printer, you don't really ever hear about like these kind of issues like you do with like 3D prints, like FTM printers. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I've never heard of those issues.
I'm like, some learning curves to do.
Yeah, it just seems like everybody but us just knows how to make it
Yeah.
work. You know, we're just the only idiots in the room. Just it's my first time.
Well, on that guide, one of the things it was saying at the very end was like, if you want things that have better results, what was it that like flexible? That's what it's like, flexible resin that is built for the whole expansion and shrinking whenever
Yeah,
like the resin starts to dry. It was
sure.
like you
Yeah,
just buy this resin, it's more like professional grade, you know.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I click on the Amazon link. Yeah, it's like $75 a bottle. I'm like, oh my god, it's like 3 times more expensive than the regular resin. Like, well, yeah, it better fucking be better. God.
It's just crazy to think that something like that would cause that much of a difference.
Well, I really hope that we can work this out, but it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be, I don't know, an equally difficult learning curve as it was with the FTM printer.
Yeah, but I think well, I say we like I'm doing any of the fucking work.
I
Once
mean,
you
you could help me
overcome
research
this
it.
fucking once you overcome these fucking trials and tribulations, I think it'll be able to provide a valuable asset to this
The
this
community.
uh this community. Yeah.
Well, now that that's in the curing station, you want to hear what today's topics is?
I would like nothing less.
We're going with Conspiracy Theory Thursday.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Just gonna,
Conspiracy theory
yeah.
Thursday. All right. I like
Oh my god, I forgot. The light turned like on my face.
it.
I'm probably glowing over here. Yeah. So I got a list of conspiracy theories. I was kind of browsing through them, the last couple of days, and it's kind of interesting. There's, kind of the standard ones that everybody's heard of, and there's a few new ones that are interesting.
Okay. Well, lay them on me. I'm ready to provide my take.
So we can kind of go through them. And if it's one, some of them we don't really need to talk about, but they're kind of not really I want to say like beyond our time, like the JF Kennedy shooting and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can't really say too much
Yeah.
about that besides like, yeah, there's 1,000 government conspiracies, like things like that one. Like honestly, it's like, does it really matter?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I
Exactly.
mean,
It's like it's not going to change the fact that he's fucking dead.
yeah,
you know.
it's so old and happening. Yeah, there's plenty of things. I mean, not really conspiracy theories, but you think about the time in the military where there's plenty of things that we just kind of brush the rug over
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, granted, an assassination's a little bit more than just, spilled some oil on the ground and, covered it in dirt and walked off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, it's kind of the same concept. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the military does. We just kind of
Yeah.
try to get away with whatever we can. I mean, that sounds bad, but
Yeah, I mean, it definitely painted in a much different light than what in reality is.
I
To
just
be
look at
clear,
it
the
like,
military doesn't do anything that's like fucking, you know, I would say unethical.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
there's going to be, well, they might, but like,
like,
I'm just saying, like, things like that are going to happen. It happens everywhere. It happens in every
yeah,
government. It happens in every branch of the military. It happens
it
in every
happens in every
company.
business. Yeah,
Yeah.
every business, every company. There's gonna be something.
It's just, yeah, I'm sure it sucked at the time, but again, that's beyond my time. I wasn't even born at the time, and I don't
Yeah,
think. When did that? Yeah, 1963.
yeah,
Hell, my
there's,
mom was barely born then.
yeah,
Like, shit. Anyway, that's the first one, too, and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of boring.
yeah.
And then you got the generic ones, like, Area 51 Research Lab. And then there's one that's semi recent that I've actually never heard of. Not that I'm like, well, as most people that know me know, I'm not hard up on politics.
Yeah.
I just kind of live my life. Don't worry about politics very much. Uh, there's a group apparently called, I don't know how to say it. I want to say it's just called Canon, but it's with a Q. It's QANON.
Oh, that's anonymous. That's Q anonymous. Yeah, it's a hacker group.
But it's listed as a widespread conspiracy theory that a group of Democrats and elites are attempting to undermine Donald Trump's presidency. It's a
Well,
baseless far right conspiracy theory that claims former Donald Trump is secretly fighting a deep state cabal of satanic pedophiles and cannibals. Like, it gets pretty weird.
yeah. I mean, if QAnon is what I think it is, um, it's a group of hackers, um, called Anonymous. I'm sure you've probably seen their videos. It's like the dude with like the techie background and the
I mean, I've heard of
V for Vendetta
Anonymous,
mask.
but,
Yeah,
but I never heard
and
of this.
yeah, I've never
And
heard.
it says it
I mean,
started as a niche online forum, but now they're actually like showing up at rallies and stuff. With this dude's wearing
yeah,
like a bull, like a cow head, and like a cloak that has QAnon on it. It's just
yeah.
interesting.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely interesting. I haven't heard that before. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, this group, from at least my understanding of them, is what they call in like the hacker community gray hats, and they don't really they don't they don't discriminate between malicious hacking and beneficial hacking, right? They just kind of they have their agendas, and they have their ideals that they believe in, and they do what they feel is necessary, at least in the tech industry, in the tech world, to get the job done however they see fit, whether that be hacking into major business corporations, leaking information, whatever the case may be. I mean, they've been doing this for years. I mean, it is confirmed it does exist and it does happen. Um, but I mean, I wouldn't say that the entire organization as a whole is like this, anti-Trump,
Yeah,
takedown regime. But
but that's what kind of makes me
it's
laugh
not.
about
It
conspiracy theory things, where it's like it goes so far off in the left field sometimes that you're like, where are you getting this information from?
right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially when I read that they're secretly fighting a deep state cabal of satanic pedophiles and cannibals. Like, what?
Yeah. That's a little outlandish, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's I don't. I don't put it past them, right? Because if somebody in that group believes in that, then they're gonna fight for that. And so I mean that is a possibility, but like I said, I think branding the whole organization, if that's what you want to call it, um, as that, you'd be very, very sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, it's not an opinion. You are wrong. Like,
Hey, you never know. Maybe there's some what's it called? Hannibal Lecter fucking parties going on or something.
yeah, I've heard Trump be called very many things. A cannibal is definitely not one of
Yeah.
them.
So the next one on the list was mildly only interesting because I never heard of it. was kind of surprised, which it did say that it was. I guess it's a semi-new one based on the years here. But it's a. Some people believe that a research facility in Alaska is a mind control lab. But apparently, there's a research facility in the Alaskan mountains. Uh, you can find the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program that helps scientists study the farthest distances of the atmosphere. The facility sits on 33 acres of land and has over 180 antennas. The antennas have collected data about the aurora borealis, radio waves, and other atmospheric occurrences. But some people think the antennas are an experimental weapon that can control people's minds, according to the Smithsonian.
That
Others believe it caused the Columbia Space Shuttle to destruct in 2003. In 2016, however, the facility held an open house so the public could see that they were not up to anything dangerous. But that's all on that one. I just thought it was. I never even heard of a
that
research
sounds
facility
like
in Alaska.
that sounds like some Alex Jones, chemicals in the water, turning the frickin' frogs gay. Hootenanny is the best word I can.
I mean, to me, that just sounds like me and you drinking beers in Alaska, looking at the antennas, thinking, "Man, what if
You
they're
know what would
mind
be
controlling
weird?
people out there?"
Yeah.
Like, just and all of a
But
sudden, you
what would you do
posted it
about
on a
that, right?
forum.
What would we both do about something like that? If that thought came into our mind, it's like, man, what if they were controlling our minds? Oh, well.
Yeah, drinking another beer.
It's like, well, let me drink this other one. Hopefully, I can get to it before they take control.
It just makes you wonder how some of these things start. Just some drunk
Yeah,
fuckers with a fucking laptop. Like, you know what? I'm gonna post about it. Let's see if we
I
can get
just
this going.
my thing is, right, if that were the case, okay, and it was some secret mind control lab, don't you think they'd be smart enough to mind control the people that might be suspicious about it if they wanted to keep it hidden? Like, people always seem to think that our government is stupid, and it's like they're really not. Like, you have some of the most brilliant minds on the planet that assist our government in doing what they do. Like, they may not do things that are favorable or that you agree with, but they're certainly not fucking stupid.
Yeah. But I could argue that too about how they're not stupid, but just because you can say mind control somebody doesn't mean you know what everybody's thinking.
That's
I
true.
mean,
Yeah, that's a valid point. But I don't know. I feel like if that were actually a thing, it wouldn't be a suspicion. Somebody would know. That would be big news. Not
I
just
mean,
some conspiracy theory on some fucking far off internet forum. You know?
you can say the same thing about Area 51, but if it's all underground and kept hidden, then
Well, I can speak on things that the military keep underground. I've seen them.
do with this one.
I can't talk about it because the military told me I can't, but I've seen it. We do shit underground that you wouldn't fucking believe.
Yeah, well, there's Bigfoot. That one's kind of overplayed. But
Yeah, I mean, here's my thought on Bigfoot. Please tell me how people have phones that have cameras on them that could take a picture and show the fucking leg hair on a dude a mile away, but you can't get me one fucking high quality picture of this fabled fucking creature that's running through the woods. It always has to be blurry as shit. Like, the camera shutter speeds on your phone, you could swing your phone back and forth and snap a picture, and it's going to be a decent picture. Like, I
prove
don't
it.
know. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, dude.
Say prove it. We'll just swing your phone back and forth and take a picture.
Okay.
Show me that it's perfect.
Okay. I didn't say it would be perfect. I said it would be a decent picture.
Okay.
There we go. Snap. Okay, that's definitely not a decent picture.
That's Bigfoot right there, that brown thing in the middle. See?
but Yeah, right. Hold on, I got it. Oh wait, hold on. I can't move with it. Oh god, this might actually be better than I think. Okay, look, swinging it back and forth, it captured me clear as
Yeah,
fucking
but you're
day, dude.
2 feet away. You're talking about snapping Bigfoot 20 feet away in the trees.
Look how retarded I look right now. I gotta prove this fucking point, dude. Look, I look like I'm having the time of my life. You can see the fucking food in my teeth. Okay, listen, just I don't believe it, dude. It doesn't. It's not real.
Well, I say it's not real because there's people out there with high dollar cameras camping around.
Yeah,
Like
waiting.
those people, would have found it.
Yeah. They've had like 6,000 TV shows about searching for fucking Bigfoot that's had 30 billion seasons and nobody has found shit.
But I tell you what, though, there's if you go to like oh shit, what's it called, Branson, where they have all these shows and stuff, and even down there where your dad goes for his trip in Broken Bow,
Oh, yeah.
they have Bigfoot tours and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
as much as I'm, pretty sure it's bullshit, like I kind of want to go on one of these trips.
My thing is, right? My thing is, if people are using like Bigfoot hunting as an excuse to go outside and explore nature and go camping and have a blast and just do dumb shit in the woods, fuck yeah, go for it,
Yeah,
dude.
well, that's kind of why I look at these trips where it's a guided Bigfoot hunt, and I'm
Yeah,
like, it just sounds like it'd be entertaining. It's like going
my
to
uncle.
the what are those haunted houses that pop up every
Yeah,
Halloween? It's
yeah.
fake. It's just there to scare
My
you.
my uncle is a certified, and I say this wholeheartedly, a certified Bigfoot hunter. Like he has a plaque, a fucking certificate, like the whole shebang. He takes that shit dead serious, but he knows it's all fucking bullshit. He just likes being in the fucking woods.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same thing about you and Jason loving wrestling. It's like
Yeah,
it's not real, but that's not the point.
yeah,
It's entertainment.
yeah, exactly.
And that's how I kind of feel like Bigfoot just turned into an entertaining thing to do
Oh yeah,
more
for sure.
than
It's become a commodity and a fad.
the next one here, though. I've always kind of heard things about this growing up and stuff, but never, dove out the deep end to research it. Is that there's well, I mean, part of this is true, but the conspiracy about it is the conspiracy. Is the giant active volcano under Yellowstone in Wyoming that if it
Mhm.
erupts, it could wipe out. I feel like that's missing words. Oh, wipe out the U.S. Okay. Conspiracists believe that the government knows when this eruption will happen. The facts here is Yellowstone Park is a 3,500 square miles of wilderness, wild animals, and gorgeous landscapes. But under the park is something far more sinister. There's an active volcano that measures 44 miles across. And if it erupts, it could wipe out the entire U.S. The volcano last erupted 630,000 years ago, but there are some conspiracists that are convinced that the next eruption will happen any day. Some believe the U.S. is drawing up contingency plans because the government knows the eruption is imminent. Conspiracists also point to videos of animals running from Yellowstone, which people think is a sign of the coming eruption. Experts say the animals are just running from tourists. But
Experts say the animals are running from tourists.
so I found this one interesting because I've always, kind of heard about the whole super volcano and whatnot. And
Yeah.
the vague memories I have as a child was not that it's just going to take, like, yeah, it would take out the U.S., but what's it called? The ash cloud would actually just wipe out the Earth.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, on both sides, I feel like even if they did know, yeah, why the fuck would they tell anybody? It's going to cause mass fucking anarchy and chaos because literally the world is going to end, not just the U.S. Even if
Yeah.
it was just the U.S., you'd have an entire country trying to leave the country,
Yeah.
mass flooding of people into other nations and stuff. Like, it's just pure and utter chaos. Like, even if they were kind of sure that it's going to happen in the next, say, 20 years. I wouldn't tell
You don't
anybody either.
manage that.
I
You
wouldn't
don't
want.
manage that.
Yeah, you just got to let that happen. Like, shit. It's not like you're warning somebody about a hurricane. Like, no. That's the end
Well,
of
I
the
mean,
48 continental United States and probably half of Canada.
my thing is, right, like let's say this is all true, right? And the
Well, which
government
part?
knows the
That
government
the volcano
knows
exists or that they know?
no that they know, okay? The government knows that Yellowstone is going to erupt within the next 20 years, okay? What is the point of them, I mean, other than withholding than to like not cause mass panic but not tell anybody, right? Like what would be the point of them like putting contingency plans and not having a plan of action if this were to happen, right? Is the reason that they wouldn't tell anybody and that they would have these plans is because they're trying to make as much money as possible and run off and be the elite rulers of the world with all the fucking money? Because if that's the case, if all of their people are fucking dead, there's no money to be had.
Yeah,
Like, so if
there's
they're
still
in it
money
for
to be had.
money,
There's still a world currency. I mean, just because the U.S. goes under doesn't mean you're broke.
yeah, but it's very well stated and very well noted by pretty much any scientist that has ever studied it that if this were to happen, it's not just the end of the U.S. Like everybody's going down.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying even if it was just the U.S., I could see that being a theory of the elite. You know, being like, well, we're just gonna convert all of our money to euros because the U.S. dollar isn't gonna be worth shit when the U.S. is gone, and we're gonna just have a plan. That way, as soon as we start hearing a rumble, we get in our private jets and we whisk off to our cabin that we bought in the Ukraine or something. And you know,
I
I,
mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, either way, right? Whether that be the case or not, it doesn't really fucking change anything.
yeah, yeah, I think it's just the people that cry about it, you know, that think like, oh, you shouldn't hide anything from anybody, and it's like, yeah, but me being the oh, what is it called? Not the there's a term for it. I feel, based on my loose understanding of, God dang, I can't think of the words. Planet survivability, whatever that job would be. We're overpopulating and overusing our resources as it is,
Yeah,
with us having an additional country.
yeah,
So if you move the millions of people we have here to other countries, that's just gonna fuck the world harder.
yep,
So the dark side of it is like, yeah, let all of us die. The world will be better off.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
let the elite run off to their rich cabins while the peons that can't afford to move just die, and the planet will be better off for it. I mean,
yeah,
if you look at it from that perspective of like what's best for the planet and the remaining survivors, yeah, don't tell anybody.
yeah,
And that goes for any country. I'm not saying like the America's bad people. I'm just saying there's enough people here sucking oxygen and resources down that if we died or if Europe died or China died, like the whole planet would just be better off for it.
yeah. I mean, if you think about it from like a scientific and a biological standpoint, right? If we consider the Earth as a living being, which I think it's fair to do that, right?
Yeah.
Then we are nothing but a fucking parasite. We are lice. We are fucking fleas. We're ticks. Like we are a disease, an anomaly on the planet's surface that spread and consume without regard. And it's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta fucking take the shampoo and clean that shit out. You know?
That shampoo is going to be liquid hot magma.
Liquid hot magma.
But yeah, I just found that one interesting and maybe kind of think, you know, it's like, God, like, what would you do if you knew? Like,
What would I do if I knew? Absolutely fucking nothing.
I
I'd stop going to work.
feel like, I mean, I wouldn't stop going. I would ride it out with a couple assumptions. One, I'll believe it when I see it kind of mentality.
Yeah.
B, being like, well, these kind of things are always like rough estimates, where it's like, it could be 5 years, it could be 50. I
Yeah.
might be dead before it happens. Now, still start making plans and accordingly. Be like, what? I always kind of thought about just moving back to my home country.
Yeah.
like,
It's like we've
you
always
know,
wanted to go to Japan.
like if I had 20 years, right? If they said it's a solid 20 years, no need to rush, I'd be like, yeah, I could see myself like slowly putting more to the side, eating out less and shit, and like
Yeah.
slowly planning for a move back to Germany or something, trying to get out of here.
Yeah. I'd start learning Japanese. Apply for my, my visa now.
I mean, would you even need one at that point? I mean,
I mean, you could. I guess you could be like fleeing to seek asylum,
well, I'm saying
maybe.
I feel like the other countries have just got to open their borders. But like, you're right. The U.S. is about to be literally covered in liquid hot magma. Come on in. The question is like, how like,
At what point does that come to an end, though? And they just say,
well,
"Look,
that's what
no
I'm
more
saying.
fucking
I
people."
can't imagine displacing millions of people. Like, there's not enough fucking housing and shit in all these other places. I mean,
Yeah, there's not
like,
enough land.
there's enough land.
We can start colonizing. We can start colonizing Antarctica, dude. We'll get those scientists to stop working on fucking cures for COVID, and they'll just start working on fucking snow and cold-proof fucking
So to say, we
buildings.
might have to adapt where we live, but I mean, there's thousands and thousands or millions of fucking acres of land in like Russia and shit.
Yeah, that's just
Like,
too cold for people to fucking live in.
we got to fucking learn. It's
Yeah,
gonna be too hot to live in America.
that's, that's
Shit.
fucking, yeah, that's true. We're gonna go
Uh,
from two extremes, man.
yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to float on
Listen,
lava.
we're gonna start chopping down the fucking Amazon jungle real fucking quick, dude. Yeah.
Here's another one that's a little weird in 2018 conspiracy theory. There was a lot of mattress firm stores in Illinois along all within a few miles of one another, leading some to believe it was a money laundering business. And it shows a little picture of like Google Maps. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mattress firms all in like a couple mile radius. And it's like, what the fuck? Like I know conspiracy theories, but why the fuck is
I'm,
there
laugh-
18 mattress firms in one spot?
I'm laughing so hard because I can't remember what I was watching, but I was watching something, and this guy like went into a mattress store and just like straight up asked, "Hey, do you guys?" No, it was Impractical Jokers.
Oh,
He like one of the guys walked into a mattress store and be like, "Hey, you think you guys can like launder this money for me?" And the guy was like so confused and started getting like aggressive and like got in his face and told him to get the fuck out. And I didn't get the joke. And then you talked about that conspiracy theory, and I was like, it all makes sense now. That's fucking hilarious.
if it was a mattress firm, yeah.
But still, like working on the assumption that now every mattress company in America is
Yeah,
money
maybe.
laundering. I mean, honestly, with a conspiracy theory like that, I tend to lean on err on the side of believing it because, like, what the fuck is going on there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about money laundering, but it is kind of fucking weird. Unless they're all just like storage, like small storage units instead of a big warehouse. You just rent out like 12 small places.
Maybe. I mean, it could also be that they just have a really hard time telling people that want to be a franchisee no.
Yeah. Be one of those things like, hey, for the low entry fee of 10 grand, you could be a franchise owner. And they're
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah. Like 30 people in town sign up and they're like, hey, free 10 grand. Like,
No, there was actually, now that you mention it, I remember watching a documentary about a company that actually did this and they got in some trouble for it. Subway. It was Subway. Subway got into a lot of trouble, like legal and just with their franchisees because they were giving out franchises just for an extremely low entry cost, and so people would open up Subways like in the same
No.
strip center, and it was like fucking themselves over. So like they were just losing money every year on a whole just because there was so much competition between all of these branches in such a close proximity. And so they got into a bunch of trouble for it and they had to like shut down a bunch of fucking stores. Yeah, that actually happened.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you think of all the things that, just people that are just attracted to get rich quick schemes, even if it
Oh
is something
yeah,
like a
dude.
Subway or a mattress store.
People just people they what's what's the word when you like you make it out to be better than what it is, like in your mind, what's that word? um
Delusional.
no, they romanticize, you know, being their own boss, you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
running their own store, and they tend to forget that just because you're the boss and you can make your own hours doesn't mean that you can stop fucking working, and you don't have to put in just as much work, if not even more than the people
Well,
that you hire.
it's like all the people that want to, retire as a Twitch streamer.
Yeah,
It's like, you can't just start Twitch streaming and be a millionaire, right?
yeah.
It's not how it works.
Like those Twitch streamers have been streaming every day for 6 hours a day for fucking 6+ years.
Yeah.
Like they have grinded. They are editing videos. They are fucking making content. They are
Fuck, they
planning
work
their shit.
harder than I do, and I work
Yeah,
40 hours a week. Like,
yeah.
shit.
Like
Uh,
just because the camera is on them doesn't mean that that's the only time they're working. Like their
yeah.
work continues long before the camera turns on and long after the camera turns on. That is more than a full-time job.
It's still appealing
especially
sometimes.
especially if you're highly successful and wildly famous from it. Like now you're having to go to conventions, you're having to do signings, you're having
You're
to
having
work on your other
meetings with all your
businesses, you have
sponsors and shit.
meetings with all your sponsors. Like they literally have no free time. And the people that do these vlogs and all the cool stuff that they do, it's like, yeah, when they do have free time, they have the money and the means to do whatever the fuck they want. So their life seems really fucking interesting, but they don't describe what it's like outside of that.
Yeah.
Like same thing with owning a business. Like, yeah, it seems all glamorous to the people that, you know, work under you, but in reality, they're working just as hard, if not harder, than the people that work under them.
It's kind of like the, pyramid scheme
Yeah.
stuff. Did I ever tell you about the, I mean, well, here's a kind of a conspiracy theory in its own. Did I ever tell you about the postcard conspiracy thing or pyramid scheme?
Oh,
So while working at the post office, I had this guy coming in, and he was a semi-regular. Like I've known him for like a year before he started doing this.
mhm.
And he comes in, and he's like, "Hey, I need a roll of postcard stamps." And I'm like, "A fucking roll? Like nobody buys postcard stamps, and you need a roll?" But I'm like, "All right, whatever." And because I had seen a few things like people use postcards for like advertisements and shit
Yeah.
because it's cheaper than mailing out a letter. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, maybe they're doing some kind of advertisement or something. Sure, whatever. Well, then he comes in like the next week and wants another roll of postcard stamps. And he buys easily a couple hundred postcard stamps within like a couple months. Like,
And
what
so
the
you finally
fuck is
ask
he?
him.
No, I didn't ask him. I found out within like the first week. And the first time I saw what he was doing, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Dude fell for some get rich quick scheme. No big deal. And then he like bought another roll and did it again and bought another roll and did it again. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he never
You must
would,
know something.
he would never tell me about it, which was funny because the whole point of what he was doing was to tell people about
Yeah.
it. But I guess maybe he felt weird, like advertising a business or something. But
Yeah.
he finally did one day. And I tried looking into this, and it was honestly crazy because
They're all crazy, dude.
well, this one made me feel like I was missing something, and I'll get to the point of why. But I wanted to kind of give you the pretext that I had whenever I figured it out as to why it just seemed like I gotta be missing something. Because I did the research on my regular customer, and he's like, I don't know, 80-ish now. I'm terrible at old age, but obviously like great grandparent age.
Yeah, old as fuck.
And but I looked him up, and like he like ran a big fucking ranch with like a dozen employees and shit, like some goddamn Yellowstone type shit. Like
Right.
ran a ranch, ran a company for years. Now he like runs a church and does rodeos and shit in town. Like, he's a smart, successful cowboy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he doesn't come across as an idiot.
Right.
Now, granted, anybody can fall for a pyramid scheme, but it was just like when I researched about this guy, I'm like, wow, like this
This guy's
guy.
not stupid. Like, there's
I'm
got to
like,
be something
yeah.
here.
So I'm like, man, I feel like I gotta be missing something. There's no way this guy would fall for this. But what this was, and I looked at it several times. For one, it's hard to actually find information about what you're doing because they're not doing or selling anything. All it is they provide you a list of names and addresses, and you put them on these postcards that they provide you, and you pay for postage, and then you mail them out. And the whole scheme is you have to pay like $200 a month to get these names, like $1 a name or $1 an address. And you just mail out like 100, 200 postcards at a time. And the whole postcard is, hey, you should do this too. And every other person that does it, you get a percentage of their monthly fee that they pay.
Right.
But that's literally it. They weren't
Yeah.
selling anything. It was just convincing other people to mail out postcards, to convince other people to mail out postcards, to convince other people to mail out postcards. That's it. You're just mailing out postcards saying, give me money and I'll give you a list of names so you can mail out postcards to try. Like, it almost read to me like, hey, idiot, you want to try and convince other idiots to give us money? If you do, we'll give you a percentage of those idiots' money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they literally weren't selling
Well,
anything.
it's like I don't know if you oh no, yeah, you've met Uncle Johnny before. My Uncle Johnny.
Yeah.
He he has a funny way of putting like he had a genius idea, something that he said he'd never seen before, but it was something he always thought about and he thought was pretty interesting. I think the story that somebody told him, but he was like, imagine like back in the days when everybody like read the paper, right? All the jobs were posted in the paper and all that kind of stuff, right? Everybody read the paper. Back in those days, imagine putting out an ad in the paper, okay, that says, "Want to get rich quick? Send me $5 and I'll tell you how." And then
Yeah.
when people send you $5, you say, "You're welcome."
Yeah. His whole point
So you're
is
gonna
now
have
you go
like
open that app.
how many people are just gonna throw away $5 for the chance of getting rich quick? Right?
Yeah. I've heard of things like that too, where it's like they mail them back like a note that says, Step 1, open an ad in the paper. Step
Yeah.
2, receive money. Step 3, mail them another letter. Copy
Yeah.
this letter and mail them a copy of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, that's literally what this was, except it was a company that does it. And it's funny because like you can look at their
pretty
website
interesting.
and the whole website is just covered with like that kind of flash text of like it's so easy you won't believe it. You can listen to our
Yeah.
testimonials. You can sit in on one of our seminars and like just going on and on about how rich you're gonna be, but never once actually seeing what you're doing
Yeah.
or
They
selling.
always
And the fact
they
is because you're
always
not
try to
selling
keep like
anything.
well, I
Like,
mean, even in the ones that do like sell things, because and I have a little bit of experience with this because I messed around with it while I was in the Navy just because I thought it'd be interesting to see what would happen. Um, and like this, I talked to this guy and we went to a couple of these meetings and like learned about, what we do and stuff like that. And it was literally like 3 months in, and I knew that we sold product, right? And then we would go out and try and convince other people to sell this product, and we would get a portion of their sales, right?
Yeah.
And then same thing for them, and so on and so forth, like a pyramid scheme. But like 3 months into this whole thing, they still didn't have me selling fucking anything. It was like 3 months of just like going to these fucking seminars and like reading these stupid fucking business books. And it's like, okay, dude, like you're wasting my time here. And like it took that long to just even like realize that that's what they did, is they sold product. And then it took even longer to find out what that fucking product even was.
Yeah.
So they keep that shit very close to the chest for no reason.
Well, because the point is to bait you along as long as possible. Like, they're
Yeah,
honestly
and
making the
suck as
most
much money
money
as they
off
do.
of you quitting after 3 months
Yeah,
than they are somebody that actually sticks through with it.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
but
And
yeah,
that's why when they asked me for like a fucking $5,000 startup fee, I was like, yeah, no, I'm done here.
well, it's like I've seen tons of those kind of like actual selling pyramid schemes, but this was the first time that I was like, wow, like you're literally just asking for other people to give their money to mail out postcards, to ask other people to mail out money. Like wow, like it's just
Yeah,
fucking crazy. Like, like the fact that this shit can get away with shit like this is just like, wow, that's just mind blowing.
it almost feels like fraud.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm like, how is this legal? But like, okay,
but
whatever.
then again, you think about it even further, and it's like, well, I mean, what would make it not legal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just
What
crazy
of
though. I just thought, oh, what get rich quick scheme did this guy fall for? What product is he trying to sell? And I'm like, oh, nothing. It's like, okay, it's fucking weird.
well, now you slightly have more of my interest. Like,
uh, I've seen several people over the years. But it was a buddy in like Hawaii that was when like desktop video phones were trying to get traction. Where it's
okay,
like a handheld normal phone, but it had a camera and a screen on the phone, like
yeah,
on your
the first
desk.
camera phone, yeah,
Well, yeah, or video chat phone basically, but it was meant for like business meetings and
yeah, business
stuff.
conferences and shit, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he got into that pyramid scheme where it was like, the more you sell, the more people you get selling, the more you get part of their commission, and so on and so on. Dude never got anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just
Like
like,
I will have to say, if we have to paint these pyramid schemes in any kind of positive light, I will have to say, it definitely teaches you a certain level of dedication. Right? If you I mean, because there are, I mean, I will admit there are people that do get successful off of this stuff and do,
well, yeah. I
succeed and
mean, you
do
look
make
at
decent
look at
money with it.
Pampered Chef and Cincy and Mary
Yeah,
Kay
right.
and
Like there are
uh,
people that do very, very well with this kind of thing, but you have to be extremely dedicated to it.
well, I imagine it's for every. I mean, I guess kind of like anything, like it's. I'm sure there's been plenty of other things like Cincy that have come along and gone, but
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cincy stuck around, and it's just you never know. Like, and that's kind of
It's
where
like
I get the
yeah, it's like
pyramid scheme because you never know
yeah,
which one's going to take off and which one's going to flop.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's like what's that makeup company? Avon. It's the
well,
same
that's what I
shit.
said, Mary Kay, yeah, Avon,
Yeah.
Mary Kay. But yeah, I mean, that's why I get the appeal because you say something like that video phone. We're like, yeah, that sounds dumb, but for all you know, that's the next Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
I
You never
mean,
know. Sometimes it's just worth it to just try and take the leap for a little while and see what happens.
yeah, like,
Especially if you're in that guy's, the Cowboys situation where he's very easily got disposable income to, just dick around with
yeah.
for a little while just to see what happens. You know?
What's that? So I'm like, I get it if you're talking about a product that you're gonna sell, like that kind of pyramid scheme. Sure, get in on the ground level, you'll bank later on.
Yeah.
But this whole like postcard mailing out postcards to get other people to mail out postcards. I'm like, that's just dumb.
Yeah, it's like who gets like a random postcard from somewhere you don't even fucking recognize and then reads it and it's like, huh. It's like, no, as soon as I read this, like, hey, you could okay, yeah, I'm throwing
Yeah, just
that away.
instantly.
It's like I'm not even
Uh,
gonna read the full fucking thing. It's going in the garbage.
yeah.
Like, I hate to break it to you, but paper mail is dying.
I mean, it's not, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you worked in a post office, you would know better than anybody. But
Yeah, I mean, and I get mail every day. I mean, it, it is and it isn't. It's not as, I mean, obviously, like TikTok right now is probably getting way more coverage than a fucking junk mail in your mailbox is going to get.
oh yeah,
But same thing with like, even the radio tells you that the radio is one of the best advertisements out there. And it's like,
well, yeah,
that's one that's standing the test of time. But I feel
yeah.
like
I
as a
mean,
business, you're probably going to try and hit every avenue you can. You're going to try and pay for a Facebook ad, get a TikTok video going out
yeah,
there,
that's
pay
what I'm
for a
saying.
radio commercial, send out a flyer in the mail. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and even radio has kind of fallen to the wayside as well. Because, like, I mean, you think about like how radio was back in the day. Like, people would sit in their living rooms around the radio at a certain time every fucking day to listen to the radio together. And it's like now the only time anybody listens to the fucking radio is when they're in their car. If they're not in their car, they're streaming music on Spotify or iHeart or fucking Pandora. It's like, and then
yeah, but
even
there's,
even 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 to take that even further, you have people that are in their cars not even listening to the radio. They're listening to fucking Sirius, and they listen to Sirius because there's no fucking advertisements. Like,
yeah, but that's only people that are willing to pay for it and shit or
yeah,
just deal with it. Like,
yeah,
I have several of those things, but I most frequently just listen to the radio.
yeah. I mean,
But that's mostly because I have very short car rides. I have like
yeah,
a
I know.
6 minute drive to work. I mean, I
Yeah,
listen
I
to the
know.
morning show on the way into work, and then I just listen to whatever the fuck on the way home because, I'm going to catch like 2 songs
Hmm.
and then it's over. So I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah,
Now, when I was driving 40 minutes to the post office, yeah, I was listening to nothing but like iHeart and Spotify and audiobooks and
yeah, yeah.
things. But anyway, let's get back on track after we got derailed by the pyramid scheme conspiracy theories.
So what do you want to
Um,
talk about?
the next one is the Denver International Airport is well known for a number of conspiracy theories,
Oh boy,
of which
I
I
haven't
have.
heard of any
I
of
was
them.
gonna say, well known. If you would have asked me if there is a Denver airport, I would have been like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yet alone, they're
It's like, yeah,
being
that
well.
sounds probable.
Uh,
Denver's a big city. It's probably got an airport, right?
you could ask me if there was a Katy airport, and I'd be like,
I
yeah,
was like,
probably.
I mean, if Houston's got fucking two, Denver's got to have at least one, right?
I mean, well, it depends. You're talking about, I guess the better question would have been international airport. Yeah, maybe. Now, if you would have said Bartlesville, I'd be like, no.
No.
uh,
Oh, I just got that video of that 3D printer. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
okay. So it says the Denver International Airport is twice the size of Manhattan, New York. Wait. Oh, Manhattan, New York. And almost every corner of the massive transportation hub is filled with conspiracy theories. For starters, the airport was $2 billion over budget, leading some to believe it has an underground structure that is either used as bunkers or as headquarters of the supposed world-controlling group, the Illuminati.
Okay.
Stopping on that first bullet, I did think, I was like, if there was going to be a place for the Illuminati, an international airport would be pretty smart.
Yeah.
Everybody just lands in there, takes the secret elevator.
It just disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
fucking
Sure.
legit.
Okay.
All right.
Plausible. Sure.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Next bullet was others believe the building was built by neo-Nazis because markers and plaques around the airport say it is funded by the New World Airport Commission, but no information can be found about the organization anywhere. I'm like,
New World Airport Commission. Let's take a look.
yeah, so that one's interesting. I'll let you dig down that rabbit
Some
hole while I
some
read.
believe we are connected to the New World Order and the Freemasons. Wait, no. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a
Okay.
whole
Yeah, I'm
nother
not
rabbit
finding
hole to
shit.
fall down.
I'm not
Yeah,
finding shit, dude.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some research. Okay.
So it's interesting, that there's plaques saying funded by this organization that seems to not exist. But some even say the runways are laid out like a swastika viewed from above, which I'm like, well, that could easily be determined. Google fucking satellite
I'm gonna
image.
do that right meow. Maps.
See. Denver International Airport.
All right, I need a satellite view. Give me a satellite view. How do I change it to satellite view?
Go to layers.
Layers. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda.
I mean, that's kind of.
Kinda. It's missing some stuff, but
I can see. I can see where they're going.
yeah,
That just
I can
seems like
see
a
where they're going.
coincidence, though.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's just kind of a coincidence.
Yeah,
But okay.
I
All right.
can see
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And here,
Okay.
we'll bring this over so everybody else can see this real quick.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah.
So you can kind of see.
I can see it. I can see it. Like, I mean, I could put a marker on it. I could screenshot it and marker it up and
Here,
prove the
let's
point
do it.
even further. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Oh, God. I went the wrong way. Let's see.
Excuse me.
Let's grab this. Bring this over here. Let's try to make the custom pin. But yeah, you got. No, not bad.
Maybe not draw it, goat.
I mean, ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Okay. Well.
Thick red. There we go.
Oh,
So,
you're
yeah.
gonna do it in red too. Okay. All right.
I mean, when you got that, I could see it. It's like, I feel like y'all are just stretching for things to add to the article at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I can see it, but it also just kind of seems like a coincidence as well.
I mean,
But
hell,
yeah.
what's the other? Let's just go to like Houston Airport. Like, what is Houston or Hobby Airport look like?
IAH is the international airport. IAH.
Let's see.
No,
that
not
doesn't
even
look
close.
like shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll
I
just-
could have told you that. I work 5 minutes from it. I could have told you it doesn't look anything like you would expect it to.
Let's see. And then Hobby Airport. I was just thinking, I mean, it seems like a logical layout if you're going to have a central hub in the middle and all of the lanes
Yeah.
going around it. Like, I think it was just a coincidence that it worked out like that. Hobby's just like a big fucking X with the airport
Tulsa
above
airport the Tulsa airport is an international. Oh no, yeah, it is.
it. Well, I mean, there's international and there's like major international. Or, I mean, you could be international and go like Canada, right? I mean, well, either way,
Yeah.
let's
I'm
not
looking
get
at
off on the
Tulsa
tangent of
airport
airports.
now,
But
yeah.
so anyway, yeah, it kind of looks like a swastika, sure. But the other weirder facts about it, though, is the art around the museum is
Predicts the
also
apocalypse. I was just looking at that. Yeah.
no, it's is also some people's cause for concern. Most notably, there's a 32-foot sculpture of a horse that fell on its sculptor and killed him. Murals around the airport are also troubling, including images of a Nazi officer in a gas mask, children near a burning building, and the devil jumping out of a suitcase.
Interesting.
Like, that definitely seems like some odd choice for airport art. I
Yeah.
wonder if we could look some of that up. Denver airport art. Yeah, that one is a little
Yeah, that's
weird.
pretty strange. Like, I don't know. I mean, let's talk about the Illuminati here for a second, since we're on the topic of conspiracy theories here.
Who's
What do
the?
you think about the Illuminati and just the thought
It's the
of it?
it's the children next to the burning house. Which also has like random animals at like a table, and there's like a child in a what looks like a open casket on the right. Like
What the
this
fuck?
shit is all kinds of fucking weird.
Dude, whoever painted that was on fucking PCP hardcore,
Yeah,
dude.
like why is that your mural at the airport? Like, dude,
Yeah, that's strange as fuck, dude. Keep Denver weird, am I right?
apparently. Jeez.
Well, what I mean, what do you think about the Illuminati? Is it real? You think there's a group of people, elite, elite leaders of our civilization that control every move?
I mean, it seems plausible.
I mean, if
Uh,
that's the case, right? Let me ask you this: if that's the case, what changes? Like, what
well,
do you do differently if somehow or another you are able to confirm 100% without a shadow of a doubt that the Illuminati is real and it runs every aspect of the entire world? What do you do? What do you change?
well, first, here's my real opinion on it. Where I feel like, to an extent, that's happening whether you call it the Illuminati or not. Whether it's an well, when I think Illuminati, I think of like the fucking Skulls movie, where they're like having secret meetings, or literally like the Denver airport, where like we meet once a year and decide our big plans for the next year, and they call each other and shit and make plans throughout the year, crazy shit like that. And I'm like, I don't think I would like to think that it's not that crazy,
Yeah.
that it's not that uh, over the
Like the
top.
Da Vinci Code kind of fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah, but there are certain people or small groups that have so much fucking power that they can just change the world with a small decision. I
Yeah, I mean the
mean,
UN. Think of the UN. Like
no, I'm
that's
talking about
literally a group
that's a
of
little different. I'm talking about like
governmental elites that make decisions for the entire world.
I'm talking about like Amazon. If Amazon chooses to push or not push a product or to back another organization or company or research or something or doesn't, like they literally can change the future of the rest of the world based on what they have an interest in.
Yeah, but we all know that Amazon's interested in launching dick-shaped rockets into the fucking atmosphere.
Well, regardless, there's a lot of things that organizations like Amazon do. The
Tesla.
same, well, yeah, but I'm saying like if you ever research like things that they invested or uh, child companies that they own and stuff like that, or
Oh
people
yeah,
that they
dude.
or companies that they've bought out or monopolized into getting taken under or over.
Yeah, I mean, look at
I mean,
Microsoft for God's
well,
sakes.
yeah,
Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. You got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Walmart. You know, there's lots of huge organizations out there that,
McDonald's,
eh,
worldwide fucking organization, dude. McDonald's is literally worldwide. There is a McDonald's in every country on the
yeah.
planet.
I mean, there's also other big restaurants too. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Burger King is everywhere. There's several fast food restaurants that also have a play in that, where it's like, there's probably tons of farmers and ranchers that Their whole fucking livelihood revolves around McDonald's and Burger King and
Oh yeah,
you know,
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
that I mean that's a fact without a shadow of a doubt.
So again, I mean, you just think about that. Like McDonald's changes its menu, and X amount of people lose their job.
Yeah,
like, you know what?
yeah,
We decided to go with you know 1/16 patties instead of quarter pounders from now on or something.
yeah,
And so we only need half as much beef.
yeah,
Then all of a sudden, oh, ranchers across the fucking globe are scrambling to find people to buy their product now.
yeah,
Like, it's just things like that that, yeah, they might not be the McDonald. Ronald McDonald isn't sitting at a fucking table at the Denver airport with the rest of Illuminati. But by God, if Ronald McDonald decides he wants to use less chicken per chicken nugget, every motherfucker's still buying them, but those ranchers are suffering.
yep,
I mean, same thing with,
yeah,
Amazon. They decide to invest in this product or that product or not this one, and then boom, that company's going under, this company's skyrocketing. Thousands of people are affected, or millions of people are affected by, what seems like benign changes or decisions that, one organization is making. Like, they don't even need to have a meeting. You
yeah,
know, Bezos doesn't need to have a meeting with Ronald McDonald to change the world.
yeah,
They just do it,
yeah.
and we just take it.
Yeah, because
Which,
I mean, because like I said, that goes back to my original point. Like, if
well,
this
yeah.
were true, right, and the Illuminati runs fucking everything, what do you change? Like, what changes?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, even if I got told, even without being told, I know it's happening. I see it happening. There's just
Yeah,
nothing I can do about it. I just
yeah,
take it and go about my day.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's all you can do. Like, okay, yeah, the Illuminati's real. Big fucking whoop.
yeah, this
Like,
shit could come out on CNN Inside Edition. Fucking got a tour of the Denver fucking meeting room, and I'd be like, huh, I'll be damned.
yeah,
Like,
imagine that. Look at
all
that.
right,
Okay, well,
back to my game. Like,
yeah,
shit.
it was a cool little informational, 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, just be like, oh, all right. And hell, you could tell me Nazis are regrouping in Germany, and I'd be like, all right. Like,
Well,
and
that's where me I
and
differ.
until
I
they
might I
start
might have
taking
to.
over other countries, I'm not concerned. You can be like, this village is of 300 people or nothing but Nazis, and nobody else is allowed in that town. I'd be like, all right. Now
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, okay,
the
yeah.
moment they start taking over other towns and then taking over the next state, I'd be like, okay.
Right, yeah, maybe we need to put a stop to this now. That's fair. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I agree with that too.
I mean, it has to be something that I feel like I can affect change on for me to give a shit about.
Yeah, for sure. That's a skill that has to be practiced though. I think a lot of people lack that skill. Like people always like to worry about things that are well beyond their control, and it's like that's just a waste of time and energy. Like if you
Yeah.
can't do anything about it, what is the point in worrying about it? Like unless it affects your day-to-day life, just fucking drop it. Leave
Yeah.
it alone. Like
Now, I do take
fuck's
that to a
sake.
little bit of an extreme sometimes. Some people, like, I think even Shane gives me, I think you give me shit about it too, about my, like, practically complete lack of interest in politics, even local politics. Because I kind of look at all of it like the Amazon or Illuminati decision makers. Where it's like, yeah, I can go vote. I can go vote for president. I can go vote for commissioner. I can go to the town hall meeting. But in the end, I really have no way of knowing that they're not just doing what they want to do anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the national government, right? I don't really care. right? I really don't. Like my day is, as long as it doesn't affect my day to day, I don't really care. When it comes to like local politics though, like what's happening in Houston, right? Like that's a little different to me, like because that's close to home. That's something that could very well affect my well-being and the well-being of my friends and family, you know. um, I think that's something that really needs to be paid attention to, at least somewhat. Like I don't know if you heard about what's going on in Arkansas right now, but it's pretty sad to see. Like they outlawed um like you ever heard of like drag shows and stuff like that, where
Yeah,
yeah, they outlawed drag shows in Arkansas. And it's like that kind of
like the
sucks, you
entire
know?
state.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, like, and it's like
interesting.
that really fucking sucks. Like that, I
Hmm,
would be really fucking pissed about that.
why?
I'm not transgender. I'm not. I don't. I don't. I'm not a part of that community, but I consider myself an ally. Like, if you're trans or you are, you want to dress up like, fine, go do it. Hope you're happy with that.
Yeah,
And I think that those are rights that should be protected. And
but that's
the
not the right
fact,
that's being taken away from them.
well, my thing is, it's deliberate censorship, and I don't like that, because I'm of the strong opinion that if you don't like something, you don't like what you're hearing, you don't like what you're seeing, just don't watch it. Don't listen to it, right? Just because you went to a drag show and you were offended and you think it might be bad for the kids to see, then don't take your fucking kids. Don't ruin the fun for everybody else that is perfectly well within their rights to enjoy this show.
So, to a small degree, I agree. And while I'm sure my opinions on that isn't what the decision makers' opinions were, but I do have one angle to look at it from. And it's something I've been seeing as a parent and whatnot over the last 5 or so years as Grace is becoming more of a teenager and whatnot. And people around me, their kids are becoming teenagers or were teenagers and whatnot. Is that there seems to be a problem, in my opinion, of people or parents are more concerned with doing the socially acceptable thing versus what they actually think is right or wrong, or what's best for the child, or depending on what level you want to take it to, depending on the situation. It could be just simply, you're slightly going out of your normal way of thinking to bend more to society, or you're jumping off the fucking deep end and letting your 12-year-old decide whether they're transgender or not, even though they're not mentally developed enough to make that decision, in my opinion. And it's because you feel pressured by society that you have to let every child make that decision on their own. Whether you have any proof to that or not, you feel as a parent like you're pressured to do that. And the same
Yeah.
thing with like the drag shows, where like in the 90s, that same parent would have been like, no, I'm not taking you to the drag show. Like, no, you're 12 years old. I'm not taking you to the fucking drag queen show.
Well, I mean,
But
my
now
thing
you feel like
is,
if you say no, you're no longer following along with
well,
society and you feel like you're a bad parent for
my
not
thing
letting your
is,
12-year-old kid go to the drag show.
my thing is like they painted drag shows in a light that they were, overly sexualized and provocative and just not safe for work or children. And it's like, that's fine and dandy, right? Neither is a strip club. You're not going to take your fucking 12-year-old to a strip club. You shouldn't take your
But
12-year-old to a drag
society
show.
isn't
No, no,
telling
no.
me to take
No,
my
no,
kid to
no.
the strip show.
No, no.
Like,
Period. Like I'm like I said, I'm of the opinion that your rights end where mine begin, okay? And that works on both sides of the fence, right? Like, just because it doesn't really matter whether it's a drag show or a fucking strip club, it doesn't matter what your societal views are. It's not okay to take somebody that is underage into an environment like that.
yeah, But
Period. No matter
I
what
also
it
don't
is.
want to walk around and
But
get called a bad parent.
right. But
So,
the thing is, if strip clubs are allowed, why aren't drag shows? That's the issue, right? Is it because it's
because one's getting naked and one's not. I mean,
right and the drag show is not? So, if anything, it is more appropriate than a strip club. Why aren't strip clubs banned?
because well, one, you have to be 18 or older to get into a strip club.
Okay.
And
Then why wouldn't they put regulation on drag shows? You have to be 18 or older to come to a
yeah,
drag
I
show,
mean
and you have to present an
that
ID.
well, yeah, that would be the more logical choice to
This
that.
this is the
But
reason, right? This is
that
the
comes down to
why it would be upset.
but that changes to society again. The officials don't want to feel like they're saying that children aren't allowed to make these decisions. If a child 12-year-old wants to be a drag queen, that's their choice.
Well, here's my thought on that particular subject, and I think Neil deGrasse Tyson put it really well, and I agree with him in a lot of ways. Um, whether someone feels that they identify as something that they are biologically not, okay, I think it's important to remember that some of these transgender people are actually all of these transgender people are fully aware of their biological sex, but what they identify to be or what they feel like they are is completely and totally irrelevant. I think that no matter what you feel or you decide, I think it is it's something that should be embraced. I think if your friend who you've known for 10 years all of the sudden decides, you know what, I think I'm transgender, I want to be identified as a female, what effect on anybody else's life does that make, and why is that something that people seem to get so upset about when it affects them in no way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I mean
That's my
it
question.
does and it doesn't.
Now, here's the caveat, right? Here's the caveat. Okay. I think it is extremely important that if somebody feels that way, that it's important to respect that and at least try your hardest to quote unquote play along, right? I work very closely with a transgender person at my job, um, and he is a wonderful human being. I do catch myself sometimes because he is a biological female. I catch myself referring to him as a her or a she, and I know that it is hurtful. Um, and so I think it's important to respect that, but at the same time, it's really not that hard, right? Like whether you agree with it or not, whether you think it's valid or not, is it really that hard? Like, is it really that hard to just make somebody take the extra 2 seconds, half a second to make somebody feel better about themselves? Like, is that really such a difficult thing to do?
I mean, the same thing could be said the other way around too.
Yeah, and I agree.
You shouldn't have the thoughts that you just hurt somebody's feelings because you accidentally called them what they actually are.
agreed. Agreed. And I think
But the fact that you immediately said, I know that's hurtful, that thought never crosses my mind. Because it shouldn't be hurtful for me to call you what you actually are. Now, if
yeah.
I went out of my way to like keep repeating, like, she said this, and hey, you all know she likes this, right? Hey, have you seen what she can do? Hey, have you seen how many computers she built today? Like, if you kept emphasizing that, then that's different.
Yeah.
But if you
Well, and that's
accidentally
the
say
thing.
it, you shouldn't feel like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I would
Well, I
never
mean
apologize.
that's the thing, right? But I think I don't know. I think the thing is it has to be a two-way street. And I know, at least I know for a fact that she, if or that he, if I referred if I were in his shoes, right? And he was doing something that he thought might upset me, he would take the initiative and apologize for that. And he doesn't expect that kind of behavior. He just politely requests it and is very open about it and doesn't take it personally, right? And it's one of those things like if you didn't know, right, and you said, "Oh yeah, thanks," that customer service representative that helped me, she was really great. There wouldn't be any kind of animosity there. It's be like, "Oh well, I'm not," but okay, thank you. But it's just one of those things. Like I feel like if they prefer it that way, it doesn't take a lot of effort to just do that. But again, it is a double-edged sword here, because just because you are trans or you are gay or you are bisexual doesn't mean that I should conform my ideals and my lifestyle to accommodate you, right? Because that, at the end of the day, is either your choice or a mental or a neurological or a biological phenomena
Hey, don't take the cat.
is is in no way my responsibility. So I think it's something you have to play very carefully with. Yes, of course, if a mistake was made, right, it is, and if it is something that you don't like, I think it's important to approach that in a manner. It's like, hey, you called me you referred to me as a she. I prefer to be referred to as he. If you could please, great, no problem. Right. But if you come at me like, actually, you're wrong. How dare you? And it's like, okay, well, back the fuck off then. You know what? Like, I'm more than welcome to conform to your beliefs and do what I can to make you feel better about yourself. But you're not going to attack me because I made a simple mistake. That's
Well,
just the way
yeah,
I see
I
it.
mean, I agree with that. I am part of the table that does have a harder time conforming to it. Partly, and I'm thinking a lot of this on the spot because I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I go about my day. I don't have a lot of interactions
Hmm.
with. There's not a lot. Well, I mean, there's a decent amount going around in Bartlesville, I guess, but I would imagine there's probably more in an area like Houston. But as I'm thinking about it now, I feel like part of the reasons I have trouble conforming with something like that is because I grew up with an upbringing of treating men and women completely different.
Yeah, of course, sure. Hmm.
I talk to them different. My physical and verbal interactions with them are different. You know, almost everything I do between a man and a woman is different.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I'll treat you equally as far as like inclusion. like, but if
Yeah,
like, I mean, like for instance, like even here at home, like when I need to like do something on the car, I don't ask the wife to come help me. I ask
yeah,
Super Dupe to come over and help me. Not because my
yeah,
wife's incapable. It's just that's not something, she's a feminine woman. I'm not going to
yeah.
ask her to come help me.
Sure, sure.
But, and here's where you're saying, like, it shouldn't really affect me on a day to day basis or whatever whatsoever. And that's where I disagree because, like, if you, or let's say Super Dupe in the same scenario, if Super Dupe all of a sudden said, well, I'm a woman now, I want you to refer to me as a woman and whatnot, well, then in my head, I would be thinking, like, well, so should I not ask him to help me with the manly things anymore?
No, I mean, I
Like,
think I think I think one of the things that's missing from a lot of these like interactions that we commonly see in our society, at least on this particular subject, is I think people, because of the same position disposition that you have about is the way that like you feel like you may not be able to approach the said person and ask these types of questions. And I think you'll find more often than not that if you approach it from a standpoint of pure curiosity, um, you'll
well, I'm not
find that
saying
they're
I
they're
can't ask him. I'm saying
yeah, right.
I'm going to be
I mean,
constantly having to think about it. And
yeah,
that's
I
where you're
mean,
saying that it shouldn't affect me, but it does. It affects every single decision I'm going to make with that person going forward
yeah, I mean,
versus normal society in my head, man, woman. If I see you're a man and you look not frail, I'm going to ask you to help me carry something. I'm going to ask you to help me work on my car. I'm
yeah,
going to ask you
sure,
to do manly things. If you're a
sure,
woman, I'm going to hold the door open for you. I'm going to ask you if you want help with something. I'm going to treat you like a woman from, my generation's point of view of man and
well,
woman.
sure, sure, yeah. I mean,
But
my experience, because I have a closer interaction with this particular subject, is, I mean, he wants to be referred to and treated as a male, and in such, you know, I was, you know, I asked him, you know, it's like, look, I mean, you know, is this something that, I mean, like, I treat him like one of the boys, you know, like he's just one of the fucking bros at work. You know, I like dap him up when I see him, you know, I fucking talk shit with him, and he's, you know, he's fully receptive to it. I mean, he's got the mentality of any of the dudes that you hang out with, right? And so it becomes a lot easier when you get to know these people. Um,
well, yeah, I mean, I've had the same thing. You know, I mean, I grew up in like Victoria and Edna. Like I grew up with Southern country girls that are
yeah,
one of the guys. I know
yeah,
how to treat a girl like they're one of the guys, but I still treat them like a woman when it counts.
yeah, sure,
And that's where
sure.
I feel it would still be constantly going through my head.
Yeah, I mean, but realistically thinking, right? Like if you really think about it, like, yeah, okay, yeah, it may affect your decision making by, you know, let's say at tops a minute or two. But is that
Yeah.
really,
Well, again, I'm not saying that makes
you
it
know?
difficult. You were just saying it shouldn't affect me at all. And I'm like, no, it will literally affect
Well, no,
every
yeah,
decision I
no,
make. It might be
yeah,
a
I mean,
split second in my head, but it still affects
yeah,
every decision I make.
I agree with that point. I agree with that point. It does. It is something that has to be monitored, for lack of a better term, right? Like I make sure that when I speak about him and to him, that I'm making sure that I address things properly, and that does take a little bit of extra thought, but yeah, to me, it's worth it. You know, because it just I don't know. I feel like it's easier to just be a nice person and do whatever you can to make people around you happy than it is to be selfish and just not really care.
Yeah, but I
You
mean
know what I mean?
that's just kind of in general. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
that's the same reason you
It
don't
is
point out the ugly
something.
person's really ugly. You don't point
Yeah,
out the person
exactly.
that has a horn growing out of their forehead. You don't
Yeah, exactly.
stare at it. You don't. What's that thing from Austin Powers? You
The
don't go.
mole.
Yeah, you don't sit there and
Yeah,
say mole
right.
over and over and over. I mean, yeah, that's just normal how you should treat people in general. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's to me, it's natural to not point out the mole. It's
Yeah.
not natural for me to not say thank you, ma'am, to the obvious woman standing in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes it easier, at least for me, to interact with him, because he is actively going through the physical transition as well. So, you know, he dresses like a male, he acts like a male, like it makes it easy. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely people out there that are perfectly okay dressing, you know, and acting and essentially just being this other persona, if that's what you want to call it. Um, and it can be tricky. It can be.
Yeah.
But again, I think if
Well,
you just show that you're putting in effort, that's all that anybody's really asking for. They're not asking for much, I don't think. You
well,
know.
the whole point of the tangent, though, was about banning all drag shows.
Yeah,
And
and
us,
Drugger Wolf put in a pretty interesting tidbit of information that I did not know. So they didn't ban them altogether. They just prohibit them from being in a public place where minors can view them. So
yeah,
on
so
that
make it more
front,
private.
yeah, on that front, I have to agree. I know that there are a lot of transgender people and a lot of people in the drag community that were very upset about it, and to an extent, I get it. But also at the same time, like, let's be realistic about it. Let's look at it for what it really is, and it is very highly sexualized, very highly provocative. It is a performance. It is an art form. It is very it's a lot of fun, I do have to say.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I spent a lot of time watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I really enjoyed that stuff.
I mean, so is a
But
burlesque show, but it's not out on Main
exactly,
Street.
exactly, yeah. I mean, so yeah, to a degree. I mean, I get being upset, but at the same time, like, come on, let's be real. You know, like that stuff really isn't for kids, and making it less accessible to kids is probably a good idea. And I think it's not necessarily. I would like to think. I don't know for sure, but I would like to think that the reasoning behind it is to just not have over sexualized content
Yeah,
presented
I
to kids,
mean,
not to keep the kids and gatekeep kids from experiencing these types of things, but yeah, the adulterated things need to be regulated, I think.
yeah. I was saying from my perspective on the thing is like nowadays, there's always some kind of awareness parade going on or event going on or something like that. And as a parent in this generation, or not generation, this time period, I feel like if I don't go to that, or if my kid wanted to go and I said no, all of a sudden I'm the enemy. I'm the bad parent. I'm the one that's anti this, anti that. And it's just, no, I feel like that's not really a place for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, and I think at that point, that kind of falls on you to really just not give a shit how other people want to tell you how to raise your kids.
Well,
Um,
my point of that was about the drag. So I'll say if you look at it from that perspective, as parents in Arkansas thinking, great, I can't even go to the grocery store without introducing my kid to the drag queen show.
yeah,
It's like, come on. Like, but I don't have to worry about that with a strip club as far as your example. I'm not
yeah,
worried about my kid accidentally stumbling into a strip club.
yeah. That's fair. Yeah,
But when they're having the drag queen show at the mall, it's like, well, shit, man. like,
yeah,
come on. Like, I'm not saying I'm anti that. Same thing with you know, all the like transgender and whatnot parades and whatnot, or awareness parades. It's like, I don't want to have to try and avoid a parade, but
yeah. It doesn't matter what the topic is.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. I get your standpoint, and I agree with it in some aspects. But yeah, I mean, I think I just on a societal level, I think it's important to understand that what they're asking for, it really doesn't take too much effort. And I think all the people that get upset about it, are just simply wrong. Honestly,
well, I mean, again, that's like me from both standpoints. Like, yeah, I don't care for an awareness parade in town. And when not all my friends, but the people I know might ask, "Oh, are you going to that this weekend?" I'm like, no, like I'm not. And it's not
yeah,
not because I'm against it, but because just I have no interest in it, and I have no interest in uh, exposing my kid to that just yet. I mean,
yeah,
she already gets exposed with it enough just at school. I don't need to
yeah.
bring her to a parade. Like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think there becomes a certain point where uh it is important to let kids I mean, I use the term kids loosely, but young adults experience these types of things and make these decisions for themselves, because at the end of the day, really the only person that can make those decisions are them. Um, and I think it's important to whatever the decision that is made to be supportive.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
think
that's
that's
where I
something.
stand.
I think that's something that is a big problem in the transgender community, is the parental figures of these individuals being uh, against it and not supportive of it, and that's really hurtful, and the reasoning behind it to me is there is no reasoning behind it. Like, there is no reason that you can give me that will convince me that denouncing your child because they identify as something different than what they maybe biologically are is a bad thing. There's no reason for that thought process at
I
all.
mean, bad thing, no. An illogical decision until you have enough life experiences to make that choice, in my opinion, is how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I do have an issue. I do have an issue. It's in the same vein for me as like stolen valor, right? Like, just because you think it's cool, you're gonna do this because it's it's what's popular right now. That is dangerous and irresponsible. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like Grace used to crawl around and act like a cat as a kid, but I didn't back her up and say you should do that all you want.
yeah,
Like, no, I thought there was a time and a place for that. And she
yeah,
grew out of it. And not saying that you're going to grow out of being transgender. You can have all the thoughts and whatnot that you want, you know, or even start planning for, like, when I'm an adult, I'm going to do this. That's fine. But I feel like you need to learn life from the standard biological standpoint first, or at least make an attempt.
yeah.
And then if it just totally doesn't work out for you, great.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. I'm not a parent, so I don't really know how I would approach that situation. But I mean, that's reasonable, right? And I think anybody would agree and say that that's a reasonable way of approaching the situation, right? Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I
but
don't know.
I'm not gonna take it to an extreme, like in say Grace's situation. I'm not gonna say like, no, you need to date boys, and you're only gonna date boys until you turn 18,
Yeah,
and like I don't give a shit.
yeah,
Like, it's just I want you to at least attempt. Don't just get it in your head like I look at it like the tomboy situation of when I was growing up. Yeah, you always had the girls that preferred to have guy friends and
yeah,
whatnot, but that didn't make them lesbians. No,
yeah,
it just meant
yeah,
they liked hanging out with guys more. And I feel like that's the same kind of thing that's happening now, where both boys and girls are like, well, I like hanging out with the opposite sex more, so that means I'm therefore in the opposite sex, and now I'm attracted to the opposite. You know,
yeah,
it's like I feel like they're taking the same cues we had growing up as whether you're a tomboy or not, or
yeah,
more feminine than the other guys, and just taking it
yeah,
to the next level. And
yeah. I
it
mean,
and the
that's
difference is when I was growing up, you're like, oh, cool, you could be a tomboy all you want, but you're still a lady. You still need to act accordingly. You still need to be treated as such. You know, and the
yeah. I
same thing
mean,
now. But now, whenever somebody says that, they're like, oh, well, we should go to this parade and make you more aware of your options and stuff. Like, no, like your kid just says she likes hanging out with girls more. It doesn't mean she needs to change her name and how she dresses and like all this shit.
yeah. I mean, I think on the whole, right, forcing your kids to do something is is can be dangerous, right? I think if my kid were to say, "Hey, I heard about this parade that was going on. I'd like to go." I think in that situation, I'd be supportive and say, "Okay, great, let's go." But yeah, I mean, on both ends of the spectrum, like, right, like preventing the kid from going because they said they might want to go because they might see something that you might not agree with is wrong. On the same chance of saying, well, I'm not going to take I don't think that you need to see that, or whatever the case may be. I think that's not the way to go about it, and that's just my personal opinion. I think if the kid shows interest, then let them, but don't force them to go and don't prevent them from going if they want to. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're trying to say. I'm just trying to think of a logical rebuttal other than just I don't agree.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's just a delicate thing,
It is.
basically.
It is. It's
Because you could
it's
say
one of
the
those
same
things
thing
that
about
has
like taking my kid to a monster truck show. If she said she didn't want to go, I'm not gonna be like, well, tough shit, you're going.
yeah.
But on the flip side, if you're like, well, if you don't let me go to the pride parade, I'm gonna hate you for the rest of my life. I'd just be like, all right, well, whatever, we're not going. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, it's I mean, I don't know. I guess you could just call it I'm just a stubborn person and things like that. Like I feel like there's some things that yeah, I'm not gonna make you do it, but I also feel like exposing you to things that I feel like you're not mentally capable of handling very well. You're at a very influential point in your life.
Yeah.
And for my, you might call them my goals of wanting my kid to attempt the quote unquote normal life first. So
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't put you in anything that's going to divert you from at least attempting that path. And I feel like me bringing you to a pride parade is going to divert you from that hopeful. I mean, not hopeful. I really don't care, but I want you to try.
Yeah.
As far as what the outcome is, I don't care, but I'm not going to. I'm not trying to say. It's kind of like if I.
I'm not gonna push you into that lake if I don't think you can swim.
Well, I don't want to push you into any direction that, in my opinion, seems. God, just sounds wrong how I want to say it. But
Yeah, but I mean, like, put yourself in this situation, right? Like, if Grace came up to you tomorrow and was like, "Hey, there's a pride parade this weekend. I'd like to go." What would you say?
I just told you. I said I'd say no.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's also because she's 14. And she's kind of riding that line where I feel like now might be a little bit more willing. But at age like 12, I feel no.
Yeah.
But it's the same way if you're like, I was trying to think of like some other example. Like if you wanted to go to some, I don't know, Bible burning fucking ceremony or something, I'd also say no. I'm not really
Yeah.
hyper religious either, but I don't feel like you need to go to an anti religion get together.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, I'm not anti anybody being gay or transgender, but I also don't think you need to go to a transgender gay awareness ceremony either.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, the same thing. I guess that's probably the easier way to look at it. Like, I'm not anti religion or pro religion. If Grace wanted to be a Catholic, sure. If you want to be a Satanist, it's like, maybe that's not the best choice in life. Like, but
Well,
again,
okay. I mean, do you think that decision stems from just your just simple lack of knowledge about what Satanism is, like in this particular instance? Because, like, me personally, I mean, I feel like I would be more open to my kid wanting to go to a Satanist rally than a fucking Catholic rally. Like, just based on my studies alone on like these different religions that I've kind of,
well, yeah, I mean, I've
learned
dabbled in it
about.
too. I'm just saying that's the normal thing people throw out there. You're either
Right.
pro God
Yeah.
or anti God.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like I wouldn't really want you to go to either. I wouldn't want you to, go knocking on door to doors as a Jehovah Witness, and as much as I wouldn't want you to go to a Bible burning ceremony. I
Yeah.
want you to, ride the quote unquote normal line. You can either
Yeah.
be religious or not be religious, not be an extremist in either way.
Yeah, I
And I,
definitely agree with you on that one. I think extremism and radicalism in anything is unhealthy and
well,
toxic.
and to me, a young adult like 12 to 15 is an extreme decision to say, I'm going to change what I am for the rest of my life at this age.
Yeah.
I feel like that's extreme. And I feel like I'm not going to encourage my child making any kind of extreme decision like that. And I feel like going to something like a pride parade is going to help encourage making that extreme decision at this age.
Yeah.
Now, the same thing with the religion or anything like that. If you're 18, you want to start burning Bibles every weekend, well, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be thumbsing it up on Facebook or anything, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not going to not invite you over Thanksgiving because you're burning Bibles on the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if everybody kind of had that kind of mindset, like, just be respectful of people's views and ideas, right? And that goes on every side, on both sides of every table, right? If you are just respectful of the other people around you's views and ideals, the world would be a better place.
Yeah. I'm just more of the old fashioned when it comes to when I think you should be making those decisions.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
I feel like don't make any decisions till you're like 18. But
Yeah.
I'm also still kind of riding that fence of what I believe is reasonable. Trying to meet in the middle between Jay's old man ways in society.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got the extremists that are letting their 12-year-olds change their names, and then you got the hardcore people that are like, no, if you do any of this, I'm not talking to you for the rest of your life. And
Yeah.
I'm
Both are
trying
wrong.
to, yeah, like
Both are wrong.
I'm trying to find where the middle ground is, and that's where it gets awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a touchy subject, but I don't know. I don't know. I find myself erring more on their side than I do the other way. I don't know. I've had enough experience with it, and I've had enough, gay friends. I've had enough bisexual friends. I've had enough transgender friends. I've known enough people in these communities to kind of know the trials and tribulations that they have to deal with in their own private that really go unspoken. And it can be tough. It's almost like living with PTSD in a way. It's just something that's in the back of your mind, just tormenting you all the time. And there's not really any reasoning for it. There's no way to really fix it. You just have to learn to live with it and accept it and just deal with it accordingly. And yeah, I don't know. I sympathize.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was just gonna say it's funny as far as how I'm going to treat you is pretty much the same with everything. And we kind of, I don't remember, my brain's a soup sandwich right now. But I feel like we might have touched this on like the first week about veterans' way of thinking of things. But it might have just been a conversation I had with some other friends over our trip this weekend. But it's like, I feel like I'm a very universal person where because of my upbringing and my military background and just personal views and opinions and shit, that I treat everybody equally and I get along with almost everybody. You can
Yeah,
put me with the manliest person, and I will be equally, if not more manly than the manliest person in the room. But at the
yeah,
same time, I can sit down and knit a sweater with a group of grandmas, or I can
yeah.
drink wine with a bunch of uppity chicks, or, you know, I can drink
Go dancing
beers.
with your gay friend.
Yeah,
You know, like
I can hang out and treat everyone equal on every, and I can match almost every level.
yeah, agreed. I'm the same way. I think that's I think speaking about being a veteran, I think that's one of the things that they kind of uh, offhand teach you in the military. It's like
Well, you kind of just
when you
have
go to
to.
boot camp.
You
Yeah, you
literally have
have to.
people from everywhere around the world, every race, every background, every religion, everything.
Yeah, and you're expected to lay down your life for that person, whether you like them or not.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
Um, so because of that, it's like, yeah, as far as my views on anybody in the transgender, gay community, whatever, drag show, like, I don't care who you are. I'll still drink beers with every single one of you.
yeah,
But as far
yeah,
as when I think a child is old enough to make the decision on whether they want to be any of those things, I feel you should, a man should be with a woman and a woman should be with a man until you're like 18. Maybe
yeah,
like, 16, 17, when you really start developing those relationships and thought processes,
yeah,
when you really start building more deep and meaningful connections, in my opinion, starts at like 16 and just gets deeper from there.
yeah.
Which is, getting drunk. No, we're not getting drunk. Um, but yeah, we had a funny talk on the trip this weekend about that, about how I'm a very neutral person. And it stemmed off because the asshole in me comes out whenever I find somebody that's not neutral, I feel like it's my job to help make you neutral.
Yeah,
Like the moment you're
yeah,
like, I don't like being touched, it makes me feel gay. I'm like, oh, so I shouldn't rub your shoulders? I shouldn't put my hand on your leg? What?
yeah,
I
yeah,
shouldn't put my cheek against your cheek? What do you mean? like, it's like it makes me cringe every time somebody curses. Like, oh, that fucking sucks.
yeah,
Sure hope I don't start fucking cursing a whole lot fucking more.
yeah.
Oh shit, what am I fucking doing? Oh god.
Yeah.
like,
That just comes from your urge to want to fuck with people.
yeah, but it's because not much bothers me. Whenever I realize something bothers you to that extreme level, I feel like, well, that's because you weren't exposed to it enough. Let me help expose you.
Yeah.
It won't bring you
It's
down to
true.
neutral.
That's true.
But
I'm the same way when it comes to cooking. It's pretty funny. People are like, "Oh, I don't like mushrooms." I'm like, "Oh, you don't, do you? Okay, well, you're gonna come over and I'm gonna cook you some mushrooms and I'm gonna change that real fucking quick." Like,
eh, I feel like maybe that's a little. I wouldn't make that the only thing on the menu, but
well, yeah, but still,
yeah, I do give the wife shit all the time. Where I'll be like, she's a mushroom. She doesn't really like mushrooms, but every now and then she does like certain recipes that have mushrooms in it.
yeah,
So I'm like, well, obviously you don't mind mushrooms to a certain degree.
yeah.
like,
I mean, I always tell people, like, for mushrooms specifically, it's like I ask people if they say they don't like mushrooms. The first question I ask is why? Is it a flavor thing or is it a texture thing? And both answers, it doesn't matter what your answer is. My response to your answer is be, oh, well, then you just haven't had them prepared properly.
eh,
I think if you cook a mushroom right, you can make the texture whatever you'd like. Okay. You can make it crunchy. You can make it fucking squishy. You can make it spongy. You can make it melt in your mouth. Right. So texture shouldn't be an issue with mushrooms if you prepare it properly in the way that is suitable for the person that says they don't like it. If it's a flavor thing, mushrooms take on any flavor that you impart upon it. So if you don't like the flavor of mushrooms, whatever the fucking cook did to that mushroom was wrong. So you just need it cooked in a manner that is a flavor that is appealing to you.
well, but
Right. So like, at
playing
least
devil's
that's my
advocate with
opinion.
that though, how are you going to make a fried mushroom any different to somebody that doesn't like mushrooms?
If they don't like mushrooms, I would say, have you ever tried a fried mushroom? No. Okay, maybe try a fried mushroom. See
No,
if you
I'm
like that. You don't
saying
like it.
like they have tried fried mushrooms. They say I don't like mushrooms. I don't want to try this fried mushroom either. Because in my
Well, then
opinion,
I
I've
would
had
if they
50
tried
different fried mushrooms. They all just taste like a fried mushroom.
yeah, if they tried fried mushrooms and they didn't like it and they're convinced that they don't like mushrooms at all because of the one fried mushroom that they had that they didn't like, I would respond with, "Okay, let me cook you mushrooms in this way and tell me if you like this."
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't try and be like, well, let me try 5 different ways to cook fried mushrums and see if you like one of those.
No, of course not. No, no.
That's what I was
There's
saying.
only so
Your
many
argument
ways
was
you
like,
can
well, you
cook a
just
fried
didn't make it
mushroom.
right. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You just like, I don't care. You can change the texture, the flavor, but it's still a fried mushroom. It's still going to taste like a fried mushroom. Like, like, in my opinion, you have to like mushrooms to want fried mushrooms.
Yeah, sure. In that particular instance, I would agree with you, right? Fried mushrooms are for people that like mushrooms. If you don't like mushrooms, fried mushrooms is probably not the avenue
That's
for you, but I
yeah,
can cook mushrooms in a way that I think you might like.
yeah.
Like, so you can't sit here and say that you hate mushrooms. It's like, no, you don't hate mushrooms, you hate fried mushrooms. There's a very big difference.
Yeah.
Like,
Or I feel like it'd be like saying you hate whole mushrooms, not mushrooms incorporated into a dish.
yeah. Well, I mean,
So like you probably
it's like
don't
me
want a
saying I
mushroom
hate.
Swiss burger. You probably don't want mushrooms smothered all over your steak. You know,
Yeah. I mean, like for me, for example, I fucking I hate okra. Okay, I don't like it. That being said, you put a jar of fucking pickled okra in front of me, I'm crushing that shit. Like,
see, I'm the other way around. I can't stand pickled okra, but I'll eat the shit out of some fried okra.
yes, I don't like fried okra. I don't like it in fucking gumbo. It's not gumbo if you put okra in it.
Oh,
Like,
that's good too.
I don't like okra in
Me though,
any
it's a
other
texture
vessel
thing.
than pickled.
I don't like felty foods.
Yeah, fuzzy. It's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people will say they don't like stringy, and that's why they don't like, celery because it's stringy. And it's like, okay, I get that, right? There's nothing that you're gonna do to celery to make it not stringy, right? Like
See,
that's just you know, you
celery
could
is a
chop it up
multiple
and
level thing for me. Like, I don't like raw celery. I don't
I agree.
care whether you fill it with cream cheese, peanut butter, whatever. I don't like raw celery.
What is it about celery that you don't like? Is it a flavor thing or is it a texture thing?
Kind of both. It has
Yeah,
just a really odd taste to it. Like, nothing really tastes like celery except
it tastes like
celery.
a yeah. I mean that's what I like about it so much. It's so unique.
I take that back. Rhubarb is kind of like celery.
Rhubarb is sweet though.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as that oddness to it, like you can
Yeah,
almost taste an aroma with
yeah,
celery,
yeah.
and the same
Well,
thing with
celery,
rhubarb.
that's the cool thing about celery. It tastes exactly like it smells.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and so does rhubarb. So
Yeah.
that's one of the. But I will like I do like celery and like a gumbo, like when it's like completely absorbed and cooked into moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat it no problem. But any kind of raw celery, now it's not that I won't eat it. That's where I differ from other people. Like when it comes time to like this is what's here, like we're in the fucking woods and you're stranded with a bag of celery. Well, I guess I'm eating a bag of celery.
Yeah.
Like, like, like I will eat
I'll eat fucking
anything.
anything. I may not like it, but I'll fucking eat
Yeah.
it.
Now, if
You
I have
know?
a choice of what I'm eating, like no, you can keep your celery and peanut butter or celery and wasn't it somebody made something with like cream cheese at like the get-togethers in
Yeah,
Texas?
I mean, I make it all the time. I make cream cheese and olives, green olives, and you just put it on celery. It's fucking delicious.
Now, maybe with some green olives, I might be. I do love some olives.
Me too. I fucking hate black olives though. There's no preparation of black olives that you could ever give to me that I will like them
I
in
like
any way, shape, or
almost
form.
any kind of olive. And if you say there's
Kroger.
like, you could be like, there's this, like, say your celery thing. You'd be like, ah, it's celery and whatever. And I'd be like, meh. But then you mentioned olives on top of it. You get me like peanut butter and olives, and I'd be like, you know what? I'll take a bite.
Yeah. Speaking of olives, Kroger has like an antipasti bar.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a bar, but now they just like package everything up in little packages, and it has all the same shit that it used to be in the bar. But because of COVID, they packaged it all up.
Wait. Hang on.
Um,
Steamed celery?
yeah, that's something that I've never done before.
I've never even heard of steamed celery.
Yeah, but yeah,
Like steamed asparagus and broccoli? Like, it just seems weird. I'm picturing like in like the double boiler pot.
it seems like it seems like it would get like floppy.
I don't know. What would that even taste like? Would it taste like the celery that's in like a gumbo? I can't even imagine.
Yeah, no, that's new to me. I'm gonna have to try that.
It almost
But
seems
anyway, with olives, Kroger, they have these big green olives that are stuffed with garlic.
yeah.
And oh my god. Celery stalks steamed with lemon pepper. I'm gonna try that. I've got lemon pepper in the pantry. I'm gonna try that. That actually sounds pretty good.
I mean, it makes me want to try it, but not so much that I want to run out and buy celery. Like, if I ever see it on a menu at somebody's house, I'm like, oh, opportunity.
Here's my chance. I've been waiting for this moment.
But I can't, because of my distaste of celery, though, I really don't think I'm going to go and buy celery. That just seems like a lot of effort to eat something that I'm still not going to like.
No, see, that's something that I will try because I do love celery. So I will try that.
Wait, before we get too much forward down the rabbit hole here, let me see if there's any more good conspiracy theories before our time is up.
9/11 was an inside job. Changed my mind.
Let's see.
Jet fuel cannot melt steel beams. Changed my mind.
Georgia Guidestones. What the hell that is.
I've heard about it. I'm not too familiar with it, but I have heard of that.
It's in 1980. Georgia is known as the Georgia Guidestones. There are 10 guidelines on the monument written in 8 languages, which seem to be a set of rules for humans. Weird.
Interesting.
The monument was paid for by a man who gave an alias, so no one would know who built it or why.
I mean, okay, cool, sure, whatever. Interesting. Move on. Like,
Here's
okay.
another random one. It's like some of this. I'm like, why is this in the top list? In 1968, the Kentucky Derby was shrouded in conspiracy theories after the winner was stripped of his title. Supposedly, some guy was stripped of his title for theories as far as being like a Martin Luther King supporter. Like, all right, well,
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, this was
Sure.
back in
Okay.
those days. It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me
Yeah.
if
Okay.
the
Yeah.
white dude
Sure.
supporting a black dude lost his title. Like, all right.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh, some people in Idaho say the government is poisoning them with chemicals.
Everybody says the government
Yeah,
is poisoning them with
it's
chemicals.
everywhere.
Moving on.
Same thing with
There's chemicals in
cellulars
the
are giving me cancer. You know.
yeah. There's chemicals in the water turning the frogs. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's a partial reasoning behind it, though. Apparently, in 2015, 2,000 geese fell from the sky and were found dead in Idaho. And they
Interesting
theorize it was
phenomenon.
because of the chemtrails. And,
Chemtrails. Oh my god! Don't even get me started on the quote
but
unquote
I've also seen
chemtrails.
a lot of, I don't remember if it was on movies, TV shows, or whatever, about like things like that happen with like rapid climate changes too. Where
Yeah.
like they run into a cold front and the shock up at that elevation like
Just kills them.
paralyzes them
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whoever the fuck Don Dillinger is, the 1930s. Like, okay. There's one of a sinkhole opening up in Louisiana. Has all kinds of conspiracy theories to it. 34-acre sinkhole in 2012 opened up.
Interesting.
What's interesting is how, with all the like underground sonar technology and stuff, that they couldn't figure out what the hell caused that. Entire government. Weird shit. What's this weird shit here? When people could not find the body of Maine, the state's sixth governor, like, okay, something in 1826. Like, who is keeping up with this conspiracy theory? Like,
It's like, what was solving this theory do for anything?
yeah, but apparently, whenever he died in 1829, his body was placed in a crypt. And then in 1991, okay, I guess that's why it's more relevant now. Because, like, nobody went in there for like 100 years. And then in 1991, an inspection of the crypt found no body. Like, well, shit, fucking knows what was going
100
on in
years.
1829.
Well, yeah, and not only that,
They
it
probably
was
stole all
100
the shit off
years
his body
ago.
and threw his body in the
Yeah,
court of the river.
yeah, like it was 100 years ago. Anything could have fucking happened.
Yeah, no, more than 100 years ago. 1829, sir. That's
Oh
almost
shit.
200 years ago.
Well, I'm saying 100 years from like when he died to like when they opened the fucking
Yeah, that's still
catacomb.
not 100. That's 1929 would have been 100 years, and this was 1991. So it's like
Okay, so
160 years later, they
yeah.
opened it up and was like, where'd the body go? Like, well, who fucking knows? That was 160 damn years ago. Shit.
CIA cloud seeding. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. CIA
See,
cloud seeding.
that could mean a lot of things.
Operation Popeye. Operation Sober Popeye was a military cloud seeding project carried out by the U.S. Air Force during the Vietnam War. Highly classified program attempted to extend the monsoon season over specific areas of Ho Chi Minh Trail in order to disrupt North Vietnamese military supplies by softening road surfaces, causing landslides. The chemical weather modification program was conducted from Thailand over Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and allegedly sponsored by Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and the CIA without the authorization of the then Secretary of Defense Melvin Laird, who had categorically denied to Congress that a program for modification of the weather was for use as a tactical weapon even existed.
First, the definition of cloud seeding. It's apparently when they like throw out tiny ice nuclei into certain types of sub-freezing clouds to make them rain.
Yeah. So I mean, I wholeheartedly believe that this is real technology, but I think the conspiracy is whether it was used or not as a military advantage.
Yeah,
Um,
which would be pretty fucking amazing if they did.
yeah, I mean chemtrails. Listen, I was an aviation mechanic, and chemtrails aren't a fucking thing. Those little fucking streaks that you see in the sky are not chemicals. It's condensed fucking air from the rapid speed of the aircraft that is impacting the air at such a speed that it condenses into a cloud, leaving a trail. Like that is, yeah, that's all that is.
Yeah. Here's the next conspiracy theory is kind of wrap or ties in one of the first ones. The conspiracy theory that the 2011 Joplin tornado was actually created by the military. And they think it's created by HARP, which is the research facility in Alaska.
Interesting.
Yeah.
20 years aviation. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, chemtrails is fucking bullshit.
Apparently it's killing geese, sir. All right?
Yeah,
These
right.
theories wouldn't lie.
Yeah. And Bigfoot is afoot, eating all the goats and whatever the fuck else they do in the woods in random parts of the fucking world.
I wanted to dive down this one more. Maybe we'll keep it for like our next conspiracy Thursday event. But abandoned ghost towns in general. But this one was pretty interesting. Wait, was it this one? No, there was one that I was reading that it's like a town that's still burning underground, like to this day. Oh, here it is. Centralia, Pennsylvania, is famous for its fires that are burning underground indefinitely, making the town a ghost town. In 1962, they lit a landfill on fire to get rid of the trash, but the fire spread through the coal mines that laid under the town, and they're still burning to this day.
That's pretty fucking interesting.
Yeah. So that's, what is that, like 50, 60 years? Right?
I wonder if that's actually true. If anybody's like gone down there to investigate and like proven that it's still fucking burning.
I mean, I'm sure they're keeping it under monitor, but it's like, that's just crazy that it's just sitting there on a slow coal burn for the last like 60 years.
Adam said that's what Silent Hill is based off of. That's pretty interesting.
Is it based off of that town? Or is that just a similar? I mean, that is kind of what
Yeah,
Silent Hill is
Trogger's got a
about.
good point there. Where's the oxygen coming from?
Just the
You
air.
need 3 ingredients for a fire. You need, you know,
Interesting.
you need spark, fuel, and oxygen.
Yeah, that was still crazy though. But it made me want to go down that rabbit hole. Have you ever looked up like the abandoned theme parks and Olympic places and villages and towns and stuff?
Oh yeah, dude. They're
Like
everywhere.
that's a whole conspiracy rabbit hole in itself of like
Just
how
finding
and
out what
why do all
happened.
these things. Yeah, some of them are crazy. It's like just can't imagine how like things just get left there like that, or like that was one I saw the other day. I want to say it was like a TikTok or something about one of the old car makers. I don't know if it was like Buick or whatever, but I guess they like overproduced so many of this car that they just like stored them in an underground storage lot, and like they're still there now, like brand new mint condition, like hot rods on, or not hot rods, but cars from the 70s, like mint condition. Just drove them underground and said, fuck it. And just parked them
Yeah,
there.
I mean that would be interesting. That would certainly be interesting. I'd love to see something like that. That'd probably be a hell of a sight to see.
Well, what's crazy is, like, does nobody own that? Like, you'd think you'd be able to pull those things out and sell them for a fortune right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's weird though, because like back on the topic of like ghost towns, right? Because like if you look at like documentation and like people like go to these ghost towns and like they go into these buildings and there's like it's like fully furnished. There's like clothes in the dresser. There's like old fucking food in the cabinets. It's like
yeah,
these people just fucking up and left everything. Like why? Like you would think like if the town was like losing money and couldn't afford an infrastructure
yeah.
and you just had to move, that you would just leave all your shit there and go with just the clothes on your back. It's like, no, I'd pack my shit and I'd go somewhere else. That house would still be there, but it'd be fucking empty. Like
Yeah,
it's
but you got to
weird.
think at the time, if there wasn't things like U-Haul to go and rent, and you had to have somebody with a truck or trailer or something. So
Yeah,
it's really just like whatever I can fit in the back seat in the trunk and strap to the roof, and then we're gone.
yeah, I
Like
mean I guess you're right.
you had to make those hard choices where it's either we either stay here and starve to death, or we just pack what we can and start a new life somewhere.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I don't know. It's just that always caught me as kind of odd.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that that companies and stuff get away with just leaving like entire theme parks and shit like on a land,
Yeah,
or these people what is it called, like the developers or like community developers, they'll like start a neighborhood
yeah.
and it just gets abandoned, and
Yeah, I
it's
mean
like,
that happens. That happens simply just because they probably ran out of funds to fucking build it.
yeah, but the fact that it just nothing ever happened with it though, like,
Yeah, true. That it didn't just get like bought out and bulldozed and
yeah, or
you know.
fucking, I don't know, start some event, $5 entry fee, whatever you can haul off in the back of your fucking car is yours. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Shit. Like, you think at some point you would just try and get some money out of it, but I guess some of those things get held up in like, court battles and stuff where you're not allowed to touch it or something. Like,
Yeah, and not only that, I mean there may be like legitimate reasons as to why that particular thing didn't succeed, whether it be location or whatever, amenities, infrastructure. It's like anybody in their right mind who knew anything about this kind of stuff wouldn't want that fucking land to begin with, and some idiot with a
yeah.
bunch of money thought it'd be a good idea and was dead fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
But anyway,
you know what's
that's
really crazy? That's the end of our show.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That we yeah, didn't even, half our conversation didn't even hit the main conversation. Went on our own conspiracy theory of,
Hey, you know what? That's kind of what this is about. It is an open discussion, so
yeah. And we
it
got,
served its purpose.
got a little bit of community inclusion, which is, what we look forward to in the future. And,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Tune in every Thursday. Jogger, this is my first time seeing you in chat. I want to see you next Tuesday, man.
yeah, I wonder where you're from. I was wondering if I thought maybe I'd seen him before because it didn't say he was first time chat. So I wonder if
Yeah,
he
he's definitely
was.
been in the chat before, but this is the first time I've seen the name.
So I wonder if he was
At
from
least that I
the.
recognize.
It might have been from the guild or something though.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's our show. Thank you, everyone. Yep, deplete,
Oh,
deplete.
yeah.
Yep,
So he is from the guild. All right.
yep.
Well, who are you in the guild? It's okay. Your name is safe here. Oh, it's Rune. Okay, cool. He's one of our main tanks.
Nice. Nice, nice.
But all right, yeah. So that's gonna end it. What is today? Thursday. So we'll be
Thursday.
back on Sunday, possibly. I still haven't officially taken that off the menu yet. It depends. It kind of depends on the content of the guild rune. Wink, wink. Cough, cough. Yeah. give me some more valuable content with the guild. But otherwise, we'll be back Sunday and Monday and Wednesday and Thursday next week.
Mm-hmm.
And
Make sure to check out our website. If you're a veteran, apply for a free 3D print. We have our resin printer up and running. Wait times vary.
yeah,
Uh,
we're still in the learning curves, obviously, as our first resin print for a veteran kind of crushed and leaked into his hand. But
yep.
learning curves. So
Yeah,
it's still all free. You might have a
yeah,
free leaky print, or you might have a free quality print.
yeah.
If it leaks, we'll make you a new one.
Yep. If you're not a veteran, we do offer 3D printing if you find something that's desirable. Anything you could find on Thingiverse, we can likely print. Small donation, we'll get you taken care of.
And if yours leaks, we'll send you a new one too.
Yeah. Yep.
We believe in a quality product to the best of our ability.
Yep. If you,
if it leaks, Adam, I'll tell you later. If you missed the beginning of the stream.
If you missed the beginning of the stream, this conversation will be uploaded to our YouTube. So make sure you go over there and subscribe and click the like button if you want to see more. Same thing here. If you like the content, give us a follow. Drop us a little free subscribe that you get with your Twitch Prime. And tune in next week and throughout the week for all of our regular streams.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time. Say bye.
See ya.